You're right, internet.
Welcome to the internet.
Welcome to that internet.
No one says surfing the web anymore, do they?
No, used to hear that
Why
all
have
the
I got
time,
a-
but
oh Jesus
not
Christ.
anymore.
I was like, why have I got a 10 gigabyte video on my computer, and it's just the crowd cam from our live show? It's just the crowd cam from a live show.
Yeah, why have you got that? Because that was Matt's phone we recorded that with.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I've got that. But it's taken up a hell of a lot of space on my computer.
Probably, because it was sort of useless after the first 10 minutes because the
the
tripod
camera
fell and
just flops down. Doesn't it? Can you believe we actually did that?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
That's so long ago, I've just forgotten about it.
Super weird, wasn't it?
Feels like it was years ago already.
Does it?
Yeah.
It does.
Probably
It feels
start
like
planning the next one, really.
Nah.
Don't say that because then
It's not
people
doing
start
that.
sending in ideas.
Yeah.
I mean-
My hometown. No. What else have I got here? No, that's okay. That's okay. I think I've freed up enough space now for us to continue along our journey of podcasting. Yes, that's good. Yes, that's fine now. Freed up 20 gigabytes worth of space.
Yeah, yesterday you found out
Nice.
that was 3 prime ministers ago, which is
Oh my god, yeah.
the fast moving
Terrifying.
world of politics.
Who would make the best prime minister out of the four of us?
James,
No, James has got an evil streak in him, man.
have you seen the Tories?
Push comes to shove, James would just be like, fuck them all. Fuck them all. I don't give a shit.
I think probably Sean. I think Sean is the least likely to get corrupted by power. Right? That's got to be it. Everyone's saying James. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're talking about a guy that played Siphon Filter because it was funny to burn people to death with a taser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
just
the
think
trouble is
about.
I do enjoy chaos quite a lot.
There we go.
Oh, you join the Conservatives.
Right. Sean is pretty based. What does that
I
mean?
mean, like, we're gonna maybe we won't, but I'm thinking like, are we gonna get to a point where people who've done podcasts when they're younger then turn into prime ministers, and
Well,
so they'll be like, hey, like when this guy was younger, look at the shit he say about Siphon Filter.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That
Look,
comes out.
look what he had to say about Gamergate.
PM in podcast shocker.
Imagine that. You wouldn't elect him. He can't even open a fucking door. Look at it.
Yeah, shocking footage has emerged.
Can't even hang his own fucking curtains. Useless.
Would you? Yeah. Can't do a light bulb.
He can't do a light bulb.
Yeah, that didn't
Cannot
come
do
out
a
right.
light bulb.
Unbelievable. Right, are we ready to record a
James,
podcast?
save it.
Can't-
'cause this will
not
come
only
out,
can he not
you know.
fit a light bulb, he doesn't even know the right words to use to describe the act.
Yeah. Right, let's do a podcast. I'll let you know now, people that are watching Twitch. I don't want to be here.
Oh, okay.
I'll just give you the heads up. I've been looking after the boys on my own since Saturday morning. Shout out to single parents, by the way, because my word, I don't know how you do it. Literally, you deserve a medal. You genuinely, that's not deserve a medal, you. No, you literally deserve, the government needs to get together and say, hold on, have you looked after a kid for a year on your own? Here's a big lot of money and a medal, an actual medal. But yeah, no, I've been looking after him since Saturday. I had 3 hours sleep last night because Charlie, which I can only assume was done as a protest, just pissed every bed I put him in.
Amazing.
So,
Great banter.
Isaac's still having a phase of that at the moment. It's great. And I got him those ninjamas. You've seen those?
oh yeah.
They're just big nappies, right? But they're like obviously branded like they're cool. And I was like, look, check out, I
Get them. I want some of them for me.
Oh yeah, be alright, wouldn't it? Convenient. And I was like, look, I've got you some ninjamas, and he was like, oh yeah, amazing. And as soon as I got them out, he's just like, no, they're nappies for babies. I was like, shit. I was like, I know, but
Damn, you've seen through it.
Keep pissing the bed, Isaac. Like the fucking washing machine's not
just had a thought.
coping.
One Christmas, right? I'm deadly serious about this. I'm deadly serious about this. One Christmas show, Game of the Year show. Can we get James to wear one of those adult nappies?
No.
And he's not allowed to go to the toilet throughout the whole recording.
way. No
Do that.
chance.
And we have to
That's
spot
great.
when he's pissing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely doing
Oh,
that.
come on, you do that, James.
No, I would not do that.
James,
That
What
is
if we let you have an
demeaning.
extra? What if we let you have an extra nomination?
It's demeaning. I'm not
Why are
doing
we
that.
not doing this on the show?
I was going to go, we're wasting this.
Right,
James,
Everyone
what
who's watching
about
on
if I
Twitch, I hope
talk to the
you're
manufacturer?
grateful.
What if I talk to the people, talk to the PR department, they might
Pika
send
Pies,
free
don't. What? This is what annoys me, right? We've got Pika Pies, Sarah Dyer in the chat, right? Trying to act like you don't think that's a good idea. Like,
Yeah, it's
I don't
clearly
know
very
why.
funny.
Maybe try and look cool in front of your chat friends, whatever it is. Don't try and pretend that it's a bad idea, because it's clearly the greatest idea anyone has ever had. Thank you. Sean
Fact.
agrees.
See, I can imagine you saying, David, like being like, "Are you pissing again?" And me being like, "Yeah."
Right, Capone would have kept this in. You're absolutely right. Let's get to recording. I'll do just a quick test.
Just to be
record.
clear, Sarah, he wouldn't be like nude apart from the nappy.
No,
He'd be fully clothed.
no. He'd be fully clothed. Yeah,
He'd keep his
that takes
dignity.
away from it.
He'd just-
Yeah, but there would be a second camera. There would be a
I want
second
him looking
camera. after the
stupid.
death.
That's really
Second
loud.
4K
Why is that so
camera.
loud? Oh my
Sounds
god,
alright,
the
eh?
gain is like right down and it's still very, very loud.
It's just a
Let me
great
turn-
microphone.
Blue,
I wonder how many of those we
Yeti.
sold.
blue. Well, one.
4.5?
We know that Kurt bought one.
No, he bought the snowball. Do you remember?
Oh.
Because he was like, "Oh, the code doesn't work." I'm like,
And
"Yeah,
then
you have to
zero
buy the nicer microphone, mate." Sorry.
You know, the ad campaigns were for.
Hey, Autumn Wolf Dojo, first time chatter. Thank you so much for coming in and saying that you love the Capone edit. We're going to go over We've got so much feedback on last week's show.
We have. I've had to
And,
cut loads of it.
But
It's-
spoiler, it's no longer a 50-50 split. Fucking hell.
No.
It's been
Things have
amazing.
changed.
It's
Things have
been
changed.
amazing. Right, okay. Right, if I hit record. 3, 2, 1, Matt.
Matt.
Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner and I'm here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hello.
and returning to the pod, it's James Farley.
Hello.
Hello. We'd like to start the show by thanking our Patreon producers this month. They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Jack Oven, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gazman, Rocketman76, Grey Dragon Claw, Fred Fenge, Smooth Monkey, Don Whiskerando, Colin Smith, Richard Sawyer, Jonathan Edwards, and Tom S. They are the Full Nels Crew. Hey, the Full Nels Crew, the Full Nels Crew. You know them, they're the Full Nels Crew. I'm working on it. I'm working on it at the moment. There will be a single coming out for Christmas. I just haven't found the hook yet. I've not found the hook, Sean. Patreon.com/TCGS if you would like to sign up to our Patreon. There's all different tiers, isn't there, Matt?
So many tiers. I mean,
You do your salesman pitch. Go on, mate. If you, hey, man, I sort of listen to the pod. I don't know if I should actually go onto Patreon. What'd you get?
well, you get a bonus podcast if you're at one tier. This month we actually went over tons of topics, including
Oh,
You
okay.
did.
Gaming
the,
topics.
no,
No.
the bonus podcast is not about gaming.
Right.
It's about the movies I bought on the Microsoft Store.
Right.
It's about what else happened. It's been what else we talked about this week.
Well, you're not convincing me, to be honest, mate. Do you do anything else? Is it just a bonus podcast, or
No, we also do like a monthly Patreon stream of patrons only. This
Right.
month we're doing the GTA heists.
the
Very
game that
exciting.
come out for the 360?
8 years ago.
Oh, I think I'll pass. Actually, no, I think I'll do. Be better, Matt. Be better.
He's caught you off
can
guard
sign
there,
up
hasn't he,
for-
Matt? He's really.
Patreon.
Yeah, I'm running on 2% at the moment.
Patreon.com/TCGS. Thank you so much if you support us. We really do appreciate it. And if you don't, do. Otherwise, we will stop. Should we get straight to feedback this week? I mean, I'm itching to hear what James thought of last week's show. Of course, last week we had the fabulous Capone Adam. I mean, can I quickly mention that after we recorded last week's show and we come off of Twitch, Matt said, of course, you'll get the pod sent over to me ready for tomorrow afternoon. Is that all right? And he was like, no, I mean, it might be late Wednesday, early Thursday. Matt's face. Oh, he absolutely freaked at that, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one dealing with, customer support issues. Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast?
That's your job, isn't it? Isn't that your job?
Well, no one else bothers doing it, so yeah.
Yeah, but that's it, though. I just thought, if someone... You said to me, well, David, you can deal with the fallout from people. I'll go, yeah, fuck off. You wait for it. It's a Capone Adam one. Go and watch the YouTube. But no, he came in just in time, didn't he? It was like maybe 2 hours later than what we usually put it out at, right?
Yeah.
So you did well. You did well last week. James, what did you think of last week's show? Did you take notes?
Yeah, I did. I took notes throughout, and because I just thought I can't pass this one up because it was just right from the start.
Whoa!
Hang on.
That mean in other ones that you're not on, you can pass it up?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just it's just because this. I mean, this
show.
This was Capone. It's like interesting, isn't it? It's
what
really
the fuck? So we're not interesting without Capone? Is that what you're saying?
No, not particularly. But it's
normally fully made up notes.
Yeah.
Fully.
All right, if I go through, okay. So first of all, the theme song that was amazing. I mean, can we keep that?
What was the theme song? I can't remember.
He changed it. He changed the whole thing and remixed it, and I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was
I should
excellent.
get that copy.
Then I've got again slagging me off for not being on. I mean, that was the other thing that pricked up my ears immediately. Just having a go at me not being on, and then just this continuous thing about me not being bothered. About everything.
Oh, come on, though.
It's outrageous.
Wow, I wonder where he's got that idea from.
That's not true. And I mean, look, I try really hard sometimes, with this,
He tries really hard to cultivate an air of disinterest.
No, it's
because that's his character.
That's not at all. I don't even do that. I tell you what, look,
yawning.
I've got okay. I've got a joke. Can I do a joke?
Oh yeah, please.
I've got one prepared.
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
What is this?
A question before you read the joke out.
Yeah.
Have you just got this from somewhere, or have you written your own joke?
It's been purloined from somewhere. That has happened.
Was it on Eurogamer?
No, it's not on Eurogamer. No, it's not on Eurogamer. But I need you to work with me on this one, though, Dave.
Okay.
Imagine. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go.
It's okay. It's nerve-wracking.
I'm nervous.
Telling jokes. Yeah,
I am
It's
nervous.
first stand-up gig.
But no, I just wanted to show I'm committed.
Right. Okay. So imagine James Farley has just walked out live on stage at the Comedy Store.
Yeah. So David, imagine there's a fridge. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And open the fridge.
Okay, I've opened the fridge. Yeah.
There's a nut inside.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a small nut.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the nut out.
Taking the nut out.
Put it on your head.
Yeah, I've got the nut on my head.
You're a nuthead. What do you think? No?
I think it's a little bit work.
I've heard that joke this week. I'm trying to remember where, though. I've heard that joke this week. I'm trying to remember where. Where did I hear that joke?
Did Charlie tell
Yeah,
you?
I mean, you might have heard it on something.
Was it on TNNA?
It might have been.
Are you stealing jokes off of Ian's family? Is it Ian's family or Cass family?
No. It was they were doing. It was like watching back one of those talent shows, and it's
right. That's right. James, if you were on a talent show, what would you come out and do?
Not jokes. I definitely wouldn't come out and do jokes.
Read the news. Could you imagine that? If you come out and everyone was like, "You're going to Hollywood," read the news.
I'll tell you what I would have enjoyed doing is if I could have played the spoons. I'd love to be able to do that.
Oh my God, that's what you're doing.
I can't do it, but I'd love to be able to learn.
You can with a bit of practice, yeah.
We'll teach you how to play the spoons, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
we
we
can do a
will.
whole little performance on. Oh my God, that is Patreon material. That. You playing the spoons?
Yeah.
You paying £5 a ticket to watch? I'd pay £5 a ticket. I'd pay £5 to watch it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So maybe I'll figure it out. But anyway, can I move on?
Have you got any spoons? That's the question.
I have got spoons. I've got some spoons. That's good.
That's good. That's good. People are saying they're loving the spoons idea, and they're suggesting you do it while either juggling or breakdancing.
Could you juggle while doing spoons?
Juggle the spoons.
I mean, if you could, you're going on Britain's Got Talent. Right, okay, go on.
That's golden buzz shit right there.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I've got loads. So then we had him saying. So at one point, Capone said, "I'm glad he's not on this episode, as it doesn't paint him in a good light." and this was right at the start, and I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
At this point, I was thinking, is this going to be a character assassination?
I loved it. I loved it when we were recording that, and he just come out with that. The thing with Capone is every now and then he'll just slip a little comment in here or there, and you're like, right, what's that referring to? And when he said that, I was pissing myself.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, what's the result there? Then I was surprised that he could get Cadbury's mini eggs in Canada. I always thought, I've never seen them outside the UK, so
What do you mean? Oh, was
I was just assumed that they were not available elsewhere, but obviously not. So that's amazing.
I think times have changed, haven't they? Because I think sort of 10, 15 years ago, like I might be completely pulling this out of my arse. I just remember. So God, it must have been longer ago than that. My brother used to work in a supermarket, and he was like, "You always see like American families like bulk buying Cadbury stuff because it kicks the shit out of American chocolate."
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if is it just like more readily available in like Canada and America now.
American company bought Cadbury's, didn't they?
Did they?
See, that'd be
did.
right, because you can't get them over here. I've never seen any Cadbury stuff, so anyway.
Yeah, but you can still get what is a Cadbury's mini egg, right? It's just got different chocolate inside.
Not really, no.
What?
I mean, there's similar things, but like not.
What do you
Cadbury's
mean?
mini eggs.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I've never actually. Okay, oh no, this is ridiculous. They don't. No. Okay.
You've started now,
Okay.
James.
Now
Go
the
on.
thing is, right? But if I say this is not 100% true.
Say what you're gonna say.
All our German listeners, listen to this guy, this English bloke's come over. He's
You
lived
can't
there for
get
5 minutes. He
chocolate
reckons
in
he's
Germany.
sussed you out.
Because
Go
I
on.
don't know if this is true or not. This
Go
is
on.
just an observation. But when we were here
Definitely
during
not true,
Easter,
then.
when we were here during Easter, there were no Easter eggs. They had Easter bunnies and stuff, but no Easter eggs in the
They
supermarket.
don't do
Wow.
Easter eggs in Germany.
No,
Is that what you're saying? Officially, you
that's-
can't get
that's-
an Easter egg in Germany.
I'm not. I don't want to commit myself to that because I don't know if that's true. But where I live, I couldn't find any. But yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I take it back from the pre-show chat. James could definitely be a prime minister because he made a statement and not committed to it. Okay, James. Right, next.
Okay, next. David. This is just what I wrote. David appealing to the mainstream. Now he doesn't care. Oh, that was during the Play Radio chat.
That's right.
When he said about how you used to try and appeal to the mainstream, but now you don't care. I think it's true. Then we
Wait,
had.
these are your notes. Your notes are just things that he said.
No,
Yeah.
they're just observations.
No,
Okay.
that's not an observation. That's
That's
something that
listening
Capone
and
said.
writing it down.
Yes, basically yes. Next one. Next one. Look, you wanted notes. I'm giving you fucking notes. Okay.
Notes. You need to inject a little bit of opinion into it.
No, I'm doing that in the next one. Not in the
Okay.
next one. Not the next one. The one after.
Not the next one. The one
Yeah.
after.
The next one's
So
just
this
verbatim.
next one is just something someone said that you've written down again. Is it?
No, it was just a comment on something that was said. Project Zeus that was consciously nicked from Peep Show. Yeah.
I fucking
was-
told you, didn't I, Sean?
Well,
I
I'm
absolutely told
sorry
you.
I defended you, James.
Yeah, it was that was consciously nicked.
Okay.
Locks on the doors. What if now I've written, what if I want to get changed or I've just had a shower? I just feel more comfortable knowing that Asher isn't going to barrel through the door when I'm getting dressed.
Yeah, but he's your kid. I don't give a shit if Isaac
Not the
sees
end
me
of
in the
world if
scud.
he sees your bumhole.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I mean, I don't like it either, but then
There's a way to avoid it. Just put a lock on the door.
well, you got a
happen.
lock on your You're allowed to lock on your bathroom door. Get changed in the bathroom after you get out of the shower.
No, but I prefer to do it in the bedroom.
Right, why? Because you got a light in there.
And a lock.
Well, there's a wider selection of clothes. You can like pick them out.
Choose
and all that,
them before you get in the bathroom.
you can you can lay them out on the bed. And like.
Is that what you're doing? Are
No.
you doing that?
No, but in theory, I could do
To
that.
the nearest sweatshirt, whether it's been ironed or not, you whack it over whatever t-shirt you've probably showered in.
But then I've got here. Also, Sean says it's weird that I've got a lock on the bedroom door. Then said he had one on his door when he was a kid and used to lock himself in it when he was in a mood. Is that not weird?
Yeah, well, it wasn't healthy.
But the difference, I think, is Sean didn't choose to have
Yeah,
that.
Sean was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
child.
Like
James.
he was a child, mate.
Didn't
You
own
can't
his own
compare
house.
your decisions to that of a child and say, well, you're doing it.
I mean,
The
I don't,
9-year-old didn't change it. Why should I? A grown adult.
I don't lock the door all the time. It's just when there's moments that you don't want someone
when
just
there's a James
coming in the
Farley
room.
And there's a James Farley moment.
You just
Yeah.
don't want it happening, you know.
I think
Any-
because what I don't get is if we're talking about sex, which let's face it, presumably we are.
Steady on,
If the
Sean.
kids
Well,
like,
you might be Sean.
if the kids
me-
got to the door, surely like it's obvious what's
Terms of
going on
service.
by that point.
What do you mean?
I mean, assuming you're doing a good job. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Hold on, Sean.
I'm really confused. What?
I'm just saying, there's going to be noises coming from the door, whether it's locked or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they,
Like,
Sean,
what
they
kind of
move
noises?
really quickly. You know, it's
Oh
they
my
come out of
God.
nowhere. You know.
Sean needs to go to the horny jail.
Sometimes I come out of nowhere, but there's not a lot.
Ah, yeah,
What?
lock on.
Sorry, do you guys all have like 100% silent sex?
Yeah, we have to.
how does that work?
Fucking 2-bedroom flat, Sean. What do you
Oh, do
want?
you know, I've got a story I'd love to tell, but I can't.
Oh, don't say
Bonus
that,
show.
James.
Bonus show.
Right, this is absolutely not what we should be talking about on a video game podcast.
No.
Can
No.
you continue, please?
Anyone
The
notes?
amount of people throwing up listening to this is, yeah, go on.
Or
Okay.
stiff as a...
Yeah. The Animal Crossing bit, I mean, I've got no words for that. I mean, I wasn't aware that I yawn that much, but I stand by everything I said about rainy days on that, though. It's 100% true.
Yeah, I
That's
like
the bit
that.
you locked onto, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite things Capone's ever done, was editing your stream down to the yawns. Oh, dear. Oh. So
Yeah.
It was the fact that
I
he just
love-
didn't.
Yeah, I thought it was so good.
I was like, oh, this is going to last like 10, 15 seconds, and surely he'll run out. But he just kept
it
going.
just kept going.
We still do
Did it throughout.
James's. Okay.
James?
I'll give one last one. I mean, there's a mince pie song, but I mean, I don't know what to say about that. But then the other thing was,
Stop
I
getting
was,
the other one.
you know, when he had the conversation with Jonathan Blow
Yeah,
on the phone,
Yeah.
I was disappointed that he didn't ask him to unblock me on Twitter.
that's
That
the
would have
point.
been,
Yeah,
Right,
it could have.
It
could have
wasn't
built bridges
Jonathan
there.
Blow, though.
It wasn't.
Oh, was it not?
No, it wasn't. It was clips.
Ah.
Sorry, mate.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Well, never mind. Anyway, that's been it. But apart from that, I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Well, we're going to
Really
go through
loved it.
your feedback now, listeners. And I just want to say up front, we make constant references to the 50-50 split with Capone Adam when we have him on. 50% of the people say they hate him, 50% say they love him. And you know, Capone said, oh, it's not 50-50, but genuinely, it has been every time we've had him on, right? I'm not mucking about. I'm not like
Yeah,
saying that as a
yeah,
joke.
definitely.
We would get the same amount of negative feedback as we would positive. This month, we put the episode out. We had one that was like, I'm not listening then if he's on. Then we had one saying, this is brilliant, it's a genius. Then we had one that's saying, oh, I turned it off after 5 minutes. And then we had one saying, this is the best podcast I've ever listened to. And we were like, there we go, 50-50. And then after we pointed that out in our WhatsApp group, it just seemed to be all positive after that. So it was
much.
really, really nice to read how many people sort of connected with it and liked it. Maybe I'm trying to work out whether our audience has grown, yeah? They've opened up their mind a little bit to Capone Adam, or whether he toned it down a bit this time. What do you think?
I think he did because it wasn't as disruptive as it can be. You know what I mean?
What was the one where he said the same word over and over again? He just kept doing it. It was jerk chicken or something.
Oh, piri piri chicken.
Piri piri chicken.
Piri piri chicken.
Yeah, there was
Piri
one
piri
episode
chicken,
where he had 5 minutes of someone saying, it was me saying
you? Yeah,
piri
yeah.
piri chicken
Yeah.
over and over again.
Because it was like recording the episode. Obviously, we get to the end, and I'm genuinely thinking like I don't know which of this, like how much of this is going to actually make it in, right? Because some of it might just get wiped or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas what he did this time was mostly, it was like little sort of contained sketches, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With like a few, like, samples
Yeah.
chucked in and stuff. So I think it was
I
probably
think
easier for people to digest.
Yeah, I think it's
good.
more refined. And I love when you have like a little soundbite of Tamor randomly, or Sean saying, "I've had sex once." Like, it's getting me so much. I mean, like,
John texted me and just said, I'm loving this. So he sort of made a couple of comments and went, "Oh, I'm on it now."
Yeah.
The
Peach song was incredible.
But what did the listeners think, Sean? What did they?
There's a lot of feedback. I'll read.
Oh,
from...
Matt, sorry, Matt. I forgot this was you.
Yeah. Dr. Amadeus, whatever you're paying Adam Capone, or Capone Adam, actually, it's not enough. Farley yawns through Animal Crossing is what I'm getting my kids for Christmas. Chef's kiss. Edge 10. Daz Brown, God bless Capone and everything he does. Alex79, hello there. I just wanted to congratulate Capone on a masterful edit last week, but also wanted to single out James Farley's Animal Crossing highlights as possibly the single greatest thing he's ever made. I was listening in bed and woke my girlfriend up because I was shaking with silent laughter so much. She asked what was so funny, and whilst I appreciate I may have chosen the wrong moment, I made her listen to it. Not only did she not find it amusing, she was actually angry about how unfunny it was, and this thought had woken her up. I suppose humour really is subjective. Keep up the great work, guys, and thanks. I'm Alex.
Well, it's like it's not for people that don't know our history. I mean, some people get stuff out of it, but when you've got clips of Zibzang, people don't know who Zibzang is. Like, that's been listening to us for the past 6 years. Zibzang was another podcaster from back when we were doing Joypod, like right near the start, alongside Gamerdork. They were another British gamer. How long has he kept these clips for? It's absolutely nuts. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's kept his stuff for years and years. Just like, okay, well, next on that show, here's this collection. We'll come to the feedback in a minute. What I thought about a lot is people who may have like found, the podcast. Oh, the computer game show. That sounds like that stuff, and that's the first one they ever heard.
Yeah.
There's bound to be people out there who did that. So if that is you, please let us know what you thought. And actually, maybe you're not back. I don't know. But,
no, you would not be back this week, no.
Connor Smith, honestly, Capone's edits are incredible. Podcast is mega, love it. One of the only podcasts I look forward to every week.
Thanks, Connor.
And then we've gone to non-Capone feedback. But yeah, I just want to say, Adam, you absolutely killed it. It was amazing having you on, and and I think as Sean kind of alluded to, it was like great. It's great recording with him, but then like last listening, it was like, what's it gonna be like? Like what's it gonna say?
We actually published. I thought, should we listen to it before we publish it, just in case there's some really fucked up stuff in there? Because he's got the power to do.
Yeah, no, I didn't have time for that. Like, it was, I'm not sure what time I woke up, like 7. I was like, okay, the file's in, I'm publishing it. Yeah, you could have just done anything.
Yeah, right, good.
Luke Summerhays, all right, boys, loving the Capone edit as per. Dave's been saying lying in that voice for years, and I never knew where it's from. I assumed it's from an interview with a politician or something, and wanted to add to that. I wanted to add that to the YouTube playlist. I'd love to hear the recording. Appreciate you, y'all. From Luke Summerhays.
I've been lying there. I need to try and find it. I need to try and find that. Keep talking, because I think...
I know we've got it somewhere for sure. There's a PS. I'm in a Taco Bell in Osaka. I spent 2 days at Universal Studios, mostly in Nintendo World. Let me know if you want to hear about it. If not, I won't spoil anything for you, just in case you ever visit.
All right, I'm risking playing this now. Oh, yeah, okay.
Hello. I'm trying to find out what happened to the Big Brother podcast.
I'm not going to play the full thing, obviously, but...
Right. I know it sounds a bit
just listen to this.
Strange, but it ended on the 14th of July. Yeah. And there wasn't any more. I'm trying to find out what happened with that. Sorry, who's calling? I'm part of Big Brother, another Big Brother podcast. And yeah, there was basically like 2 podcasts, us and them. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to find out what happens with them, just so that we can inform our fans what happened.
Right. Well, I'm the host of it.
Oh, okay.
And given the sort of comments that were left on the iTunes page by Big Brother supporters, we presumed it was yourselves actually, but certainly by your supporters suggesting people don't listen to our podcast and it's crap. Actually interested in talking, to be honest.
I'm not too interested in talking, to be honest. I will not. I'll leave it there because it is so cringy. But yeah, that was that in that call, the other guy goes, "Well, you've accused me of lying there." And we've been doing that for years, haven't we, Matt? Ever since Big Bother. Also, the other thing that we keep doing that was from Big Bother was update.
Again, very few
good times.
people are still there from that. Anyway, Mr. Pulford, fuck me. Keep up the great work you do on every week that isn't this one. Oh, there we go. We did have some
Oh,
negative.
right.
I thought I'd
we
just
did have
include one shitty one, just for the sake of balance.
Yeah, just for the sake of balance.
yeah,
Get that
yeah.
in there.
Nathan, I know that the feedback this will be dominated by reactions to the Capone Edit, and rightly so because it was wonderful. But I'm getting in touch because I can't get my head around the fact that Dave's latest "It's not like that round my way, mate" comment seems to imply that you can't buy Cadbury's mini eggs in ... London.
No, I suppose not London. Maybe you can get them, but you can't I can't walk into my local Tesco's and get Cadbury's mini eggs now. I can't do it. They won't have them in there.
Got to be bollocks.
Yeah,
They're
but
definitely
why-
available all year round.
Why would I lie about that?
No,
I'm not
when-
saying
I
you're
agree with
lying. I'm
David.
just saying you're mistaken, Dave.
No, I agree with David. When I was living in Redacted, like whenever I went to Tesco or whatever, I don't remember them being there
No,
apart from
they're
around
not
Easter.
there. They're not there.
Easter's
They're
the one
there for
time you
Easter.
can't fucking get them because they're sold out.
Right, okay. No, here's what's clearly happening,
Yeah.
right? So when it's not Easter, they shift all the supply up north, right? And they go, oh, they'll eat them all fucking year round. They don't give a shit. And then Easter, they bring them all back down to London and the south.
Okay, right. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I am. If you're listening to this and you see Cadbury's mini eggs in your local shop, take a
Yes.
picture and send it to us.
Yes,
Yeah,
along
yeah,
with
yeah.
along with the
Yeah,
rough
yeah, yeah.
location.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
be
So,
precise.
rough location.
And
Just
a
like-
picture of today's newspaper.
So yeah, basically a location of where you saw it and a picture of it, and maybe I'll tweet it at TCGS Co or send us an email.
All I'm telling you is that I can't walk into my local Tesco's and get when I say Tesco's, I mean I'm talking the Tesco's local ones, the little ones. Because
Oh, he's changing the. Okay, cool, he's changing.
I'm not.
the,
Why would I lie about
Changing
it?
the
Though?
criteria.
Wow, so now you're saying that in the big Tesco's you could.
No, I'm not. I haven't said that though. I've said that I don't think I've seen them in there. I mean, I certainly haven't. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, it's totally different. And my Joe absolutely loves Cadbury's mini eggs, and she gets all excited when they're back in the shops. Like that's a big thing. She's like, they're back in the shops.
Well, I'll send you some then.
Well, yeah, I think she likes the fun of it, mate. You don't
Okay.
ruin it for her. Go on.
Just on subject of tweeting, I realised we didn't do it because it's been a busy week, but there was the competition from Capone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll work out the winners and we'll discuss it on next week's show.
Wait,
But it's
why
just-
are we doing that?
I was gonna
Isn't
say
he
we don't know
doing
the
that?
answer, do we?
I don't even know the answer, mate.
Okay, what I mean is I'll message Adam.
Right, yeah, get him to pick a winner. Okay.
Okay. Boris's nan has messaged. What
yeah.
is
Your-
Sean's
Your grandson's a right prick.
What is
stop
Sean's
listening.
gripe against James Farley? Sean's negative quips towards James are becoming ever more frequent and ultimately unprovoked. When David makes jokes towards James, it's clear that they are jokes, and of course has no intent to actively belittle his character, unlike Sean's comments. Most recently about his absence from the show, but previously insinuating his disinterest to his part. All I hear is when James begins to speak, Sean speaks over. The mean retweeted video comparing James's attitude to an O'Sullivan interview. Sean, if there's anything you want to air out, I suggest you do it now. James Farley is a fundamental part of TCGS, a staple to its dynamic. He will not be pushed
No,
away.
he's not.
We need Farley. We love Farley. We are Farley.
Okay.
Sure. Would you like to respond to that?
I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, the thing about the retweeted video, yeah, retweet it. I didn't even tweet it to begin with. I presume that was Matt.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
It was a great video.
It was
and I
great,
thought,
it was
this
funny.
is
If-
perfectly
That's the
a
thing. If
TCGS
there's
topic.
bullying going on, I'm assuming it's Matt. Honestly, I wouldn't have assumed it was
Really?
Sean.
That's not bullying. That's just a little bit light-hearted banter.
You're saying Matt is the worst one out of the three of us, is he?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really? Oh,
give it some
wow.
evidence.
Okay, I thought I would have been worse.
Evidence,
I'm
James?
joking. It's absolutely you, Dave.
Hold on, Boris's nan said that it's okay when I do it.
Yeah,
It's
you're fairly
actually
good
not
natured
okay.
when Dave does it.
Yeah,
When I
great.
do it, it's nasty.
Just great
Can I
comedy.
Can I respond to this?
Please,
Because
please do.
I think, I think the thing is that this is the perfect example of someone that's built up a story in their head and assumed it's true when it is absolutely not true. Like James wasn't on the show last week because we told him not to go on the show last week. He was away in redacted. He went away. But he said I could still do it. I can find a place to do the podcast. And we said, don't worry about it. Capone's coming on. You don't need to be there, mate. You just go and spend time on your holidays or your little break or whatever. And there's absolutely no bad blood at all. We were taking the piss because we knew James was going to listen to it and just go, oh, for fuck's sake, they've told us to take the time off and they're dissing me for taking the time off. Yeah. Like, it was literally a private joke. But some people build it up in their head that you've got a genuine hatred for James Farley. How can you hate him? Look.
It's physically
look
impossible.
He's lovely. He's lovely. He's the sort of guy that you could take home to your nan, Boris. All right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about us. Our friendship is unbreakable. All right? We've stood on top of a building and done drone shots together. That has sealed our friendship for life, I think. Yeah. Unless, James, you are actually genuinely hurt by some things that Sean said recently. I don't.
Mostly, yeah, the things that Sean says. It's yeah.
Okay, Sean, stop being a.
Stop actively bullying James, Sean.
Yeah, you're well out of order to James, Sean. You got to stop being out of order to James.
And we were joking before, but I'm being serious. Stop bullying James, Sean.
Yeah. Next time one of you says something to James, I'm going to be like, hey, lay off him, yeah?
Whoa, don't try and turn this on us. It's okay when we do. Look, when David makes jokes towards James, it's clear that they are jokes, right? So don't have a go at me, mate, because it's clear that they're jokes.
That's true.
Right? Yeah, very clear.
Do I just need to make it more clear?
There, Sean?
Do I need to just be like, the following statement is
the irony is you just talked over him then. James was talking.
What I mean.
Yeah, shut up, James. I'm talking about how nice I am towards you. Jesus.
Shut up, James. I'm not trying to actively belittle your character. Jamie, why does David repeatedly refer to Sean by name on the pod when discussing games, as if he's only talking to him, but doesn't address Matt or James in the same way? What is this? The Dave and Sean show? Yep. How do Matt and James feel about being excluded in this way? Some might call it a form of bullying through ostracism. Not me, though. I like it. Much love, Jamie.
I think, do you know what I think it is? I think it's, I think what I do is I talk to Matt and James more about video games throughout the week. And I don't really talk to Sean about video games throughout the week.
So, right, so who's being bullied by ostracism now then?
So when it comes to the podcast, it feels like, oh, Matt and James know this. Or I'm talking about a game that Matt and James has played and Sean hasn't. And like, for example, when we were talking about FIFA the other week, I went, Sean, in the shop, you can buy things, but it doesn't always work in pro clubs, right? That's because Matt and James know that. Like, because I've been bitching about it to them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, that's kind of it. Also, I think part of me sees Sean as a father figure, and I'm always trying to get his approval.
Fair enough. And you know where the best content comes from, obviously. So it's
Matt.
Yeah. Greg, I'm definitely on James's side on this locked door thing. Surely a latch on the inside of when you want privacy is just a good idea. Kids can learn to knock. But it did remind me of a conversation on this very topic I had with my friend. She told me that in her house, both growing up, all her family always slept with their bedroom doors open, and this continues to this day when visiting home. They also never really closed bedroom doors for privacy. And not only that, she genuinely thinks it is weird when other people sleep with bedroom doors closed, let alone locked. Now, please, can we at least agree that's not right?
Okay, can I just clarify one thing? Never sleep with the door locked. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's only locked for specific reasons. You know, it's not locked when sleep.
Loud shagging.
No, just,
yeah,
no. As I said, when I'm laying out my clothes, I'm getting dressed and stuff.
Yeah.
We always sleep with the doors shut for the fire risk. You know, if like a fire's in the house, then like that door being shut is another layer of protection for anything else.
As someone that knows about this, like that is don't fuck all that door. That if there's a fire in the hallway, mate, that door is getting burnt down within seconds.
Surely got to have a little more protection than no door.
I guarantee the doors that you've got in your house are not offering any protection.
So you're saying
whatsoever.
If we had like a hallway full of fire and no door and hallway and the door shut, you think no protection, no difference whatsoever?
Probably, yeah.
If there's no door, you'll see the fire coming.
No, because I'll be asleep.
The starters, does it have smoke? Does it have smoke strips on it? Of course it doesn't. It's not a fire door. It's
be better. Well, okay, I won't bother shutting
wood.
Energy's door anymore then.
No, we sometimes sleep with the door open, but that's mainly because we know that Charlie's going to walk in at some point or whatever, and it just, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, when he gets a little bit older, that door is getting shut. In fact, actually, we shut the door a lot more now. But why are we talking about this? Fucking hell! Let's move
Greg
on
messaged us
to the news, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So news. We got the continuing Bayonetta saga.
This is good. Because obviously, it's one thing when news breaks between us recording the show and us releasing the show, but it's really good when news breaks that completely contradicts something we said on the recording.
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, so here's what happened. So following the initial post by Helena Taylor, there's been abuse going on all around. Like, everyone's abusing everybody, it seems.
Can I just say, before you continue, one thing I did say in the discussion last week is that this is a horrible news story where everyone comes out bad, probably except for Helena Taylor. Turns out, no, she comes out bad as well. So the whole thing is just horrible and everyone comes out shit, but go on.
Basically, yeah. So then Bloomberg and VGC disputed the claims that she'd made, saying that two people had said to them that these claims weren't accurate and that Platinum had tried to hire her at least for at least 5 or 4 sessions at $3,000 to $4,000 each time, and the total offer was apparently $15,000. So then Bloomberg also said that she was trying to get a 6-figure sum for the role and also residuals. And then, Taylor said that these sources were just, she said, an absolute lie and a complete joke. And then she said to VGC, I'd quite like to put this in the rearview mirror and leave the whole bloody franchise behind. So I think I'll just let my videos stand. I spoke the truth. Then Platinum responded, and they said, we at Platinum Games offer our sincerest appreciation to everyone who has contributed to creating the Bayonetta series over the years, as well as the community that has served as its foundation. We give our full support to Jennifer Hale as the new Bayonetta and align with everything in her statement. We ask people to please refrain from any further comments that would disrespect Jennifer or any of the other contributors to the series. Jennifer Hale then also said that she was under NDA and couldn't really speak about the situation, but then asked everyone to be kind to each other. Then, today, VGC had another story saying that Helena Taylor had now confirmed that the package that she was offered in the beginning was actually $15,000 and not the $4,000 she said in the videos. But then she tweeted further details and said, it has come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. As I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is a $450 million franchise, not counting merchandise. I then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya, asking for what I was worth. I thought that as a creative he would understand. He replied, saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $5,000, so I declined to voice the game. And then she continues saying, any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications. These were not extensive negotiations. I've been informed of ridiculous fictions, such as I asked for $250,000. I'm a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to this game. And then she also went on to list all the things she'd done to promote the game on Twitter, and these fan conventions she'd done and things like that. And then she just concluded by saying, there are people who are attempting to throw shade and discredit what I say. The industry is powerful. They are powerful journalists too. They're trying to save their assets. Don't fall for it. And So it's all a bit of a horrible mess, and everyone's throwing stuff around. And
my point about that, right? The Helena Taylor stuff, if you're going to go in with there's a conspiracy within the games media to try and put me down and they're being used by Platinum, if you're going down that route, don't lie in your first claim then.
This is it, isn't it? It's like when the Bloomberg story came out, it was like, everyone was like, right, clearly there's, two sides to this, but then who knows if these anonymous sources from Platinum are being 100% truthful. But for Helena Taylor to then just basically admit that she completely obscured the truth in her original video, it's like, well, we know you're lying then, so that doesn't really
And
help.
it does not cover up the stories that come out from various different artists around that as people started coming out and telling their stories.
Yeah, like clearly this is a problem, broadly speaking.
And there could be some argument to be made that, hey, your main character being voiced by someone in a game that's made, as she says, hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, in hindsight, there was no source for that. What'd she say? Like 450 million in value, she said?
There is no source for that, but I don't know. You never know. I mean,
we don't know. Yeah.
What would be a fair cut? I don't know. I don't work in that industry. I don't know what those people get paid.
But you're right. I mean, why? Like, she just undermined herself with that by if she'd have just revealed the figures as they apparently appear to be from the start, this would be a completely different conversation. I think we'd be having with this because Platinum lied as well. I mean, they lied about saying she was busy and everything. When,
they did.
when
yeah.
she wasn't.
They're not free. It's not like you can turn around now and go, oh no, Platinum were the good guys, and because they weren't. Like it's a horrible story where everyone comes out shit from it. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll double down on that opinion. I think it's just shit. I just hope that voice actors that are getting that are presenting their story and have a problem with it, I hope they get heard and are not over. Like, I hope this doesn't discredit them. The next person that comes out and says, I've got a problem with this because of this. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
it probably will, just because we've had this big story. And already Helena Taylor was taking a risk by coming out and speaking against this, this organization, and now it looks even worse. I mean, I just said it was messy before. It's worse now, and it's just sad for everyone.
Yeah. And also, let's be fair, some of the stuff she said on Twitter as well when that all started. So it's like seeing stuff that she likes and retweets and stuff.
But her politics shouldn't define.
You're absolutely right, but it makes it easier to turn around and go
dodgy politics. Whatever. That's up for her. But some people saying, well, look, she liked these tweets, therefore she should get, whatever. Like, no, it's nothing to do with that. This is a totally separate.
Yeah, it's a separate issue.
Absolutely right.
And then
but
people do latch onto
go,
it, don't they?
Yeah, it does make you go, oh man. Well, you've got all of these shitty things that you're doing, plus lying to us about how much you're actually getting paid in the first point to try and get some traction for your argument. That's shitty as well.
I can still buy Bayonetta now with a clean conscience.
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, I don't know.
It's like, and it's frustrating because obviously it makes me feel a little bit silly for just believing what she said at face value, but also. And and everyone's saying, you should always verify this stuff, even if it's something you agree with. Like, yeah, but to me, the internal logic was like, well, why? Surely she wouldn't say this if it wasn't so immediately, so obviously disproven. Sure, you'd have to be insane to just come out with this stuff.
I mean, you shouldn't wade into it without knowing the full details, right? Okay, you get that. Look, you don't need, but no one needs to hear your fucking opinion.
And that's the thing, and we still don't know the full details because all we've got these Bloomberg and VGC reports with them saying we've been told this, but we can't show you what we've been told, and we can't say anything what this is.
Yeah.
That also, we've got the comment of her saying that what her original figure that she said wasn't true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? And I mean, yes, you should, you go with what's being proven, and you go, But at the same time, I if you're instantly going, but did ya, to someone who's speaking out against being
exactly,
treated
you don't want to be that person either. You don't want to be that cynical.
Yeah, it's hard to know where to sit, isn't it? It's it always screws me up as well.
No doubt we're going to get another response from someone and this that, and the other, but this whole story is sad.
It is shit. Okay.
Next story is that so apparently some developers there's a developer who is claiming that many studios are asking Xbox to drop the mandatory Series S compatibility. So this is VFX artist Ian McClure, who's from Bossa Studios, and he made the claim. So this is what he said. He said, it might sound broken, but the reason you are hearing it a lot right now is because many developers have been sitting in meetings for the past year desperately trying to get Series S launch requirements dropped. Studios have been through one development cycle where Series S turned out to be an albatross around the neck of production, and now that games are firmly being developed with the new consoles in mind, teams do not want to repeat the process. And then this was also, so Rocksteady's senior character technical artist, this is Lee Devenault, I think it is, also claimed that the trade-offs that needed to be made because of the Series S were problematic as well. Like he said, I wish gamers understood what 60 frames per second means in terms of all the things they lose to make the games run that fast, especially taking into account that we have a current gen console that's not much better than the last gen one. And then he singled out the GPU as being the bottleneck and stated that there's an entire generation of games hamstrung by that potato. Was the thing he said. Yeah.
So it's got a weaker GPU than the Series X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Shit. Yeah. I mean, Microsoft are never going to drop that requirement.
No, 100% they won't.
Absolutely
They're
not.
gonna
Why
do
the
that.
fuck would they?
It's a
Yeah.
massive part of their business model, isn't it?
I don't know if I believe this. Like, obviously,
Go on,
I'm not.
Is that because you're a Series S owner?
Yeah, and because I'm a Series S owner who's playing fucking Deathloop, which looks incredible at 60 frames a second, and Forza Horizon 5 and tons of other games that look and
But
run
then
incredible
surely,
on it.
Without knowing much
Like-
about the story, and I'm not saying what they're saying is true or going against you, but what if their argument is yes, but that studio spent a shit ton of money to get it to there, whereas if they drop that,
about
I mean, maybe, but then like the Gotham Knights thing, like that's 30 FPS on all consoles.
yeah.
So if you're turning around and saying, "Oh well, it's the Series S's fault because we've had to optimize for the Series S," then surely the game that you've optimized for the Series S is that not going to run a bit better on the X and the PS5? Like, I know it's not that simple, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you're optimizing for lower end hardware, sure. Like, why is it then still only 30 FPS on the better hardware?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Digital Foundry also commented on this because they claimed in May to have heard from some developers that memory constraints were making the Xbox Series S a pain to work with, they said. But then apparently there's been a development kit update released by Microsoft where they said that it had made hundreds of additional megabytes of memory available to Xbox Series S developers. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know fuck all about game development, but if any of you out there do, please do use our form on our website.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Yeah, tcgs.co/dears TCGS. Just let us know what you think. I mean, try and explain like you're explaining to a fucking idiot, because that's what you're doing. You're trying to explain it to me. But yeah, no, I don't know enough about it to think, oh, is this a real big problem? Because in my head, I would assume that it's just as difficult to develop a game for both the Series X and the PS5, right? Because it's different.
Yeah, because they're different platforms. No, I mean, never mind the fucking Switch. Games are still coming out on that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I'm sure it is a pain in the arse, but unfortunately, there's fucking tens of millions of them around. So if you want to sell your game, that's just
and that's true
that's the
because
reality
the Series S has sold really well.
Exactly,
it's sold super well.
Yeah, it's like moan about it all you want, but if that's where the audience is.
Yeah.
And this is before
I love it.
Like,
I know you're totally got a legitimate thing. I'm not like wiping your opinions out, but you do come across as someone that's got a Series S behind them on the shelf, and you're just and another thing, right? There's nothing wrong with the Series S, and I'm sick.
It's just as good.
Everyone having a go. It is next gen.
Excuse me, I've still got this fucking cough. By the way, you may have noticed. But like Gerstmann's point as well was like, he's like, yeah, but developers are already having to take into account like lower spec PCs as well. They always like that's been a thing for ages. So this isn't really like, surely this isn't anything like massively new.
No, this is basically about time and money. If they've got the time and the resource and the money to be able to put the work in to optimize for the various kind of chipsets or positives and negatives for each platform. Yeah, I mean, like, for multi-platform games, PC gaming, this happens all the time.
Just
I mean, and obviously, like we say, like obviously,
down.
sorry.
Turn the graphics down.
Yeah, just
a
turn
bit.
the settings. If you go in your options menu, game developers, you go in the options menu and you turn the.
Can you do a tutorial in one of your shorts as one of your
how to get games running good on the series?
And just say it's less graphics, less sound.
Yeah, just turn the sound all the way down, and then it doesn't have to load it into memory. Then it's
Sorry,
little tip.
But then also show the screenshots and the videos from the better version. You know, like they used to do in the old days with with video game boxes out had like the C64 version, but actually on the Spectrum box and stuff like that.
I don't know. Like, so when the Series S first came out, I was definitely worried about this stuff because there were games that were, you know, like S and X optimized, and you'd play them on the Series S, and it was like, oh shit, this is clearly not the good version of it, right? You know, like screen tearing, choppy frame rates, etc., etc. But in the last year, that's completely leveled out. Like, I can't remember the last time I loaded up a game on the Series S and was like, oh shit, I've got the shit version. Like, it's just not been a thing.
But
you have
to play devil's advocate.
Just so you know, you have got the shit version, all right? Just so you're fully aware of that. When you're booting it up, it looks way better on mine. All right, it
Sorry,
looks
Matt,
£200 better than mine it does on yours.
Well, I mean, basically, if you could compare, if you had a Series X, you'd be like, okay, well, I can see the difference, but it's probably more than good enough, and therefore you're like, well, why would I want better?
Yeah, for the ill-educated, it's more
and you know, and I'm not like, obviously it is an additional complication for developers. I'm not saying like, oh, it's just the fucking same console. Like, obviously, another set of hardware is another thing to take into account, and like Matt says, it's resources, it's money, it's time, etc. I'm not saying it isn't a bit annoying. I just, this idea that it's like that it's the problem just seems absurd to me. But
all right, well, you bought the problem box.
I did.
So you
bought the
that
toaster.
Problem box. You bought the
Piece of shit.
Okay, are we done with this one?
But
So anyway, also last week, Konami finally had their Silent Hill showcase. Yeah, I've been well excited about this. I mean, it's
Sarcasm?
I mean, it's just because it's just felt like every week there's been like rumours about Silent Hill.
I'll tell you something. I've been watching Lindy, friend of the show, Mod. What do we refer to Lindy as?
friend of the show, at least, I would say.
I've been watching her streams of the original Silent Hill, and God, it's so exciting. Like, I really like it. Like, it just, I could see why people are obsessed with it. If I was playing that back then, I'd be like, oh my God, this is the most insane shit I've ever played.
The first, I played 1, 2, and 3, and they were great. Like, they were really good games.
So what's your fucking problem then?
No, my problem is the way they just. Oh, I don't know. It's the way that they keep trying to resurrect this, like repeatedly. And there's been other games that have come out, you know, with the Silent Hill name that have not always been great. Really? But then also,
what was the last one?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Like,
okay.
Yeah, but are you sick of? Surely it's not them. It's like it's the rumors. Like they have been finally working on this, as you know, and now we're here. You know, you can't blame them for all the rumors and like the reports suggest and actors have done voice lines, etc.
Yeah, but it just becomes
a lot of games. So the last one was 2012. By the
I was just having a look. I mean,
Downpour.
I mean,
I don't even know.
My understanding is the best one after like the original 3 or 4 was Shattered Memories. That was in 2009.
Right. Okay.
And then there's just been loads since.
Yeah.
See, it's that. It's the fact that Bloober Team kept on being attached to it all the time, which then just immediately just makes you think, I don't want to play that game very much. And which is a shame because I did enjoy Silent Hill 2 a lot. Like I thought it was a really good game when it first came out. So I don't know. It's just do you know what it's like? It's like a fucking transfer saga. This has been. You know, like when it's like it's Mbappe to Real Madrid, and it's just you just hear about it like constantly for like a year, and it just gets really irritating just hearing about it.
Where do you hear about that?
What do you mean?
Do you listen to the fucking football podcasts and stuff?
Yeah, and you get or just on Twitter, the whole thing. Everyone's just on and on. It's just this constant like backwards and forwards. Is it going to happen? Isn't it going to happen?
Better people, mate.
Yeah, whatever. It's just I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. So they had their Silent Hill showcase, which happened, and they there's a load of stuff that they showed at this. So we've got the Bloober Team Silent Hill 2 remake, which is exclusive to PS5 for like 12 months to begin with. I mean, I thought, did any of you see the trailer?
I didn't.
No.
I've seen everyone taking the piss out of it.
Why?
I mean, I thought it looked all right. I'll tell you what was missing though. It was missing
would
the
they
killer
take-
theme tune. Because that was one of
yeah.
the best things about the second one. It had really good music.
Why would they take the piss out of it, Sean?
I think it's because they changed the way the main character looks, and everyone's like, I can't remember. They were saying he looked like someone else, and everyone was doing memes and shit, weren't they?
They love those memes.
They
don't
bloody
those
do.
people?
Yeah. So
fair play
it's,
to
it's console exclusive to PS5, but it's out on PC as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like another 12-month exclusive. And it's weird because Sony hate exclusives. Like they're arguing against them. So why is this happening?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Weird. Bit weird. Sony. Couple words with your own departments.
With your own lawyers.
Yeah, your own team. So yeah, Bloober. I know obviously we've heard about the medium and the stories that tries to tell. So there's some negativity there, but I like the fact it's a remake, not a remaster. Interested to know what it's like. Again, as someone's never played the originals, the trailer looks fine to me, but I don't have the kind of history of being angry with the changes or excited by the changes. To me, it looks like I'm excited to see what they do with it.
It's tough, isn't it? Because there are going to be people. There are going to be people who are always going to hate the fact that the new one is different in any way whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not always when you get a remake like this, especially with such a beloved game, it's not easy to tell the genuine, legitimate criticism from the why is it different? Do you know what I mean? So we've got to wait and see. I mean, like James says, I'm not my faith in Bloober Team is not high, but it's just a remake, right? If they don't if they don't put any of their own fucking poisonous ideas in it, maybe it'll be all right. But sorry, James.
I'll tell you what, the third game, I enjoyed that a lot. It had a really interesting, like really creepy, like sort of opening to that because it was separated into two sort of sections. You were in a room in a house that you couldn't leave, and you could look out the window and see like life going on like around you, like as it just felt like in a normal place, and it was in first person when you were inside the room. But then if you went like through this door, then you went into third person and into sort of the horrible world, as it were. And that was it was so well done because it's like this idea of like you're surrounding yourself with normality, but then actually you're stuck in this sort of horrible location. It was good. I enjoyed that a lot. It was great. But anyway,
are we going to do a new Eternal Darkness at some point? Do you reckon?
No, never.
Nah.
That's never happening.
Why?
Who even owns that now? Silicon Knights.
So it doesn't exist
Died
anymore. They
ages
shut
I
ago.
used to
down.
love that. People used to go fucking crazy because it had enemies in it that you couldn't kill.
Dennis
Ah,
Dyack.
look, it's hallucinating. They're not
Is
real
that not something
enemies.
that Embracer Group own now? Probably.
I don't know, but
Possibly.
Dennis
Who
Dyack
the
like
Embracer
tried
Group?
to do like a Kickstarter, I think, for like a spiritual successor,
Did
to
he?
it, but I don't think it got anywhere. I can't remember, but I mean,
Oh no,
I remember
no
that.
one bought them. They just filed for bankruptcy. Gone.
But the IP must be somewhere.
What were the things that it did? It had fake enemies in it. Didn't it play like the audio of getting hit when you weren't getting hit?
yeah, it did the whole like the volume on your TV going down and stuff like that. And,
Oh yeah, but they had that
insanity
really shit
effects.
version of it.
Yeah.
though. Well, that doesn't look like the
Doesn't
UI
look
on
mine.
my telly. Eternal Darkness. The only time I've ever been caught out by one of those full wall breaking things was when I can't remember if it was Metal Gear Solid 2 or 4. I think it was 4, where it looked like your console crashed. And then it rebooted the whole system and everything. And I was like, that got me. That got me. So did holy shit, so did one of the Arkham Knight games, right? That did that.
Oh yeah.
It crashed or whatever. And then just as the game was loading up, it had Joker like laughing at, and I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
So when is the
I love
remake
that
coming
shit.
out, James? Have they given a year?
I don't know. I didn't read that bit, but I think it's no idea.
Cool.
Just have a look. click on Google it.
This is the news. I want the news.
Yeah, I've got that for some of these, just not all of them.
I'm big into James just saying Google it instead of like making it up and then saying he's not sure.
It is an improvement over.
good, I like it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it wasn't.
Right. So so they haven't announced a date for any of these, have they? So because there's a few projects. Right?
I
No,
have.
there's Silent Hill Ascension.
That's coming 2023.
Yeah, that is next year. But then so there's also the Silent Hill 2 remake, and then do you want to talk about the other two, James?
Yeah, so then there's also Silent Hill Townfall, and that's being developed by No Code with Annapurna Interactive. So they also did Stories Untold and Observation. Now that looks interesting.
I was going to say, spoilers, this will be the best one.
Yeah.
Why? Because Annapurna are involved.
No, because No Code are doing it. I mean, I never played...
No Coder.
No Code.
The code.
No Code.
Well, James has just said. They did.
But, what have they done?
They did Observation, which is meant to be fucking brilliant. And yeah,
Stories Untold.
Stories Untold, which is apparently like a really good, like sort of horror sort of anthology
James
game.
like that. It's like a little the one with the TVs in front of you.
Me and Matt played it, didn't we? Matt?
Yeah, that was my
yeah.
wild card in Game of the Year 18, 19.
And how did you get on with that?
I really good. I mean, it's based on 5 short stories. There's a short. Well, it didn't win. Yeah, there's like a narrative running amongst them. Yeah, I mean, when I heard about all these like announcements and news, that was the thing. I was like, oh shit, hang on, Annapurna, No Code. That does interest me to see what they would do with the Silent Hill franchise and take it in a slightly different direction. That excites me. Yeah, as Sean was basically saying, definitely excites me more than just a Silent Hill remake where I haven't played it, still kind of get the general gist. Whereas this, like, okay, where is this going to go? How are they going to impart the stuff that Annapurna and No Code do into a Silent Hill?
Well then, who's this? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. What was the other one?
Then we had there's also a new film coming, Return to Silent Hill. No real details apart from it's the same director who did the film that came out in 2006. So he's like returning to it. I heard it wasn't terrible. Was the thing. So
that's what I want to hear when I'm sitting down to watch a film.
Yeah,
it's not
the
terrible.
best you can hope for, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds like a Halloween watch along, doesn't it?
Yeah, nice little cheerful stream.
Okay.
And then there's one.
There's more. Then we had a new game called Silent Hill Ascension. So that's what they're saying. It's a live real-time interactive series where players get together and can change the outcome of scenes. And isn't
this literally like thousands of people, not just?
I think so.
Yeah.
Which plays Silent Hill, is it?
Yeah.
It's not entirely clear what it is, but it's Bad Robot Games, Behaviour, and GJ2 Entertainment doing it, and that's coming in 2023.
Bad Robot or Bad Robert?
Bad Robot.
Bad Robot.
Yeah.
Sound like Bad Robert.
Yeah. Then the final thing they showed was a game called Silent Hill F. And this is a game set in 1960s Japan.
I'm not going to remember any of these fucking titles. It sounded like you said Silent Hill Ascension 14 times in that, like for different games.
But yeah, so this is set in 1960s Japan, and it's written by a Japanese visual novel specialist. It's Ryushiki 07, I think it is. And yeah, so there's no further details. They just showed a video, but I mean, I quite liked this because I thought the visual style was really interesting, and it looked horrible, and I quite liked it. I thought it looked great because of all the flowers and everything. It was interesting. But yeah, and that was it. That's all they showed. But I mean, the one from that obviously is Silent Hill Townfall. I mean, that's the one that we want to watch.
That's the main one, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. I mean, okay. I'm not a Silent Hill fan, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But you know, for those that love it, I hope this is a return to form.
Yeah,
for you,
and I
because
mean,
I'm that
like,
kind of guy, mate. I don't need to hope that it's good, but I do.
or that it's bad.
And yeah, for Silent Hill fans, the fact there's like a whole kind of showcase, like that was I mean, that's absolutely brilliant for the Silent Hill fans. Like all these games coming out, if you're into that, what a time to be alive. I'm gonna guess 2024 for the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Ooh, wow.
And the fact I haven't given a year, like it's a long way.
It's not soon, is it? Yeah,
No.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like we were saying last week, like Konami broadly seem to have no idea what they're doing. So in this case, I'm sort of all right with the scattergun approach. Just be like, yeah, just let loads of people do different stuff with it, see what sticks. I'll take that over, eFootball.
Well, I thought about it. And I thought
you don't like football, mate.
Yeah, but if I did, I wouldn't like eFootball. Would I?
No, but,
Good point.
But imagine if they said, okay, we've still got the Pro Evolution license. Here's Annapurna working on a PES game. No code working on a PES game. Like, I want to see this. Someone will take it to and just make PES. Some people will just make really arty, really art game that makes you cry.
Yep.
Yeah, really makes you think when you score that goal.
Yeah.
What game series would you like a whole showcase on? Because at this point, I could really, if they announce a Titanfall showcase, mate, fuck me. I think I'd just shit my pants.
There was rumours about him having multiple Titanfall games in development, wasn't there?
It might happen then. It might happen. How about you, James? What would be your game series of choice for a showcase?
Do you know? I wouldn't mind. No, I don't want to say that. It's
Go
too
on.
obvious.
Go on.
No.
Say it now.
Shenmue.
No.
Oh,
FIFA.
you're kidding me. It's not going to be a fucking Yakuza.
No.
showcase, is it?
Come on, there's millions of those.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No
go on.
shortage of them.
What was yours, mate?
No, I was just thinking, it would be nice to see Metal Gear Solid return. Honestly, in some way. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'd like to see that return in some way.
All right.
But yeah, it may not be the same.
But could Metal Gear work without Kojima, or would it have to be a Kojima Productions?
I think it could probably be better without Kojima. What about that?
Yeah.
It would be different.
It would be
It'd be better. It'd be-
Imagine an Annapurna Metal Gear game.
Exactly, mate.
Sean?
Maybe it's a bit of an obvious one, but Mass Effect.
Oh, yes, please.
Because I feel like that's in a place.
I'm ready to return to that universe.
Well, this is it. I'm ready to return to it as well, but I'm also not 100% sure what I would want. Like, if it is just going to be right, here is one new Mass Effect game. Like, do you know what I mean? I would be really grateful for this approach of like, well, we're doing like 4, and they're going to different teams and trying different things, all in the same world, all fleshing stuff out. Because the world is like vast enough for that to work.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
They kind of did that before, didn't they? Because they had they did like a visual novel kind of like version for Mass Effect as well before.
They did.
And
there was the mobile game as well.
Yeah.
Shit.
But that's what I'm saying. But you could do that now, but do it better.
Yeah.
Like you could, and it
reckon
would be interesting.
If they got the 4 of us in a room and then we had to come up with a concept for a fucking Mass Effect story, we'd smash it. I reckon we'd smash it. I'd love that. But they are making a new Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But obviously, with BioWare's more recent track record, I'm like, what's it going to be like? Is it going to be good?
I want to see that shit. I want to see that shit, and I want to see Fable.
Fable.
Why haven't we seen Fable yet?
Yeah.
Why haven't we been contacted to be a voice in Fable?
A lot of things.
That is a good question.
Got loads of good ideas.
It's British.
It's British.
It's British.
It's British.
Yeah,
Best
I could
of
do all
British.
sort of British names. I could do all sorts of British voices. Look, hello, how are you? There you go.
Like, you do scouts?
What about?
Okay, we shouldn't do
No,
this.
I can't do scouts.
And we can all do any Scottish voices you want.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, you just get an English guy in to do the Scottish voices. It's fine. Don't actually do it, Dave. You'll ruin it. You spoil it. You push it over the edge.
You got to pay for that. You got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sample. If you want more of that, get in contact.
Matt, can you put like one of those watermarks over that bit so that they don't just clip it and use that? So I just start saying it and it goes TCGS content. You know what
Absolutely
I mean?
not. That's a great idea.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Matt, you're the last one.
Sega Rally.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that. Right, okay, next news story, please.
Okay, so Sony have revealed this DualSense Edge PS5 Pro controller, and it costs £210. And it's coming out on the 26th of January next year in the UK. And replacement sticks cost £20. And so it's quite expensive. I mean, by comparison, the Xbox Elite wireless controller Series 2 costs £160. So
and can't you get it? You can get like a custom Xbox one for like less than the.
I do kind of think if you're spending that amount of money for a controller anyway, an extra 50 quid isn't that different, is it? I mean, why are you spending that amount? Here's the thing. Here's the way I look at this. You're either some sort of really, really high-performing gamer that needs these extra paddles and needs the extended sticks or whatever and all that, right? Knock yourself out. If you want to spend that money, go for it, right? Or you're an idiot that thinks that you're a high-performance gamer, but really you're probably
There's a third person there. There's a person that's pretty shit, but they're like, if I have this, I'll have the Edge. So maybe if I buy
No. That's
better.
the Venn diagram with the idiot there. Matt, they are the idiot. They're the ones that I was talking about.
I mean, it's very expensive. If you've got the money, then knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're rich, buy it.
Well, this
That's
is it,
all
isn't
right.
it? Yeah, it's mostly people buying this are mostly going to be people who just, oh well, I can afford it. It's probably nice. It's a nice little luxury.
I don't know why people would get like you go to the Xbox controller. I don't know why people would buy an Elite controller over a Design Lab controller.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you can get a Design Lab.
Beautiful.
You can get a Design Lab Pro
Elite?
one.
Yeah.
For less than the
I
Sony
know,
one.
But what I'm saying is that even the standard Design Lab ones, they look great. You get to choose what they look like. You've got various different options. You can put like rubber sides on and all that sort of shit. It's they're brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's a totally different thing. You can either have a custom one, or you can have one with the charging thing, all the extra buttons. Like, it's totally different audiences. Yeah, like the Elite ones. Sorry, the Lab ones.
I'm talking about us. If any of you bought an Elite controller over a fucking Design Labs one, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, but I don't
That's what I'm saying. You can have both.
I don't give a fuck about the colours. Like, yeah, it looks nice, but it's about playing the game. And if I want extra buttons, and that's better than I'll
Matt,
put my
have you
name
got an
on.
Elite controller?
No, only because I've heard their reliability isn't great. You know,
No, you're shit at games, Matt. It's not going to make you good at games. Why would you do it?
But also, you've created an argument in your head there, David. I haven't got one, but what I'm saying is, I don't give a fuck about colours or engravings. Like, it's
No, but you're arguing for it, like as if I'd rather
No,
have
but
all the
you're
extra
saying they're
buttons.
the
And
same,
that.
they're
But
not
you're
the
rubbish
same.
at gaming, Matt.
It's
So there's
not
no
the
point in
same,
getting
though.
all those extra
One's
buttons.
like extra functionality or buttons. One's colours. You can't compare
There's
them.
extra functionality that you will continuously use incorrectly in a video game.
Forget
so
me. You were incorrectly comparing. Oh, well, why would you get functionality when there's colours? What? I
It's
don't
not
talk about colours.
functionality for people like us, though, Matt. We're not good enough to utilise it.
A paddle might help, David.
No, Matt. I promise you, a paddle will not help you. Right?
You don't know.
The extra buttons
I
is
could
not.
shoot and I don't
gonna
know.
muddy the waters.
No,
isn't
a
it?
paddle is not going to stop you wandering off into the right wing when you're supposed to be playing left wing.
No, because
That's
I
done on
can
the
do
sticks.
skills and cross and pause and swing a sub on at the same time. So yeah, I think this pad looks nice, but then I like the existing pad. But 210 is a lot of money.
No, Matt, it's ridiculous. You don't buy that pad. You're not buying that pad, Matt.
No, I'm not going to buy either pad. They don't interest me. Like, why would I? But I think it
Can't
looks
get
nice.
them with Microsoft points anyway.
I can get PlayStation.
Can't get them with Microsoft
Stars,
points.
can't I? I can earn stars with this purchase. Actually, I think like the replacement stick modules, they seem cheap now by comparison. 20 quid, that's not bad.
The chat seems
I was about to
much
say
in agreement that
I'm-
they think Matt's going to buy one of these pads. So I
Critical
must
Mass
say-
666.
I think he's already
Fuck
got
all
one.
about me.
Critical Mass 666 says, if I had to guess, I'd have picked Matt for being the best gamer in TCGS.
Are you kidding me?
I'm.
Did you see his Metro stream?
I did finish it. I did finish it.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I mean, not for me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These just feel like they're for a different audience, and I worry that. No, I don't. If you're buying it, then you want it, don't you?
Yeah,
So,
if you've got
whatever.
money and you want it, then knock yourself out. But what this does make me think is, wow, PSVR 2. If this is 210 quid,
That's the point.
you know,
Fucking hell.
what's that possibly going to mean for, you know?
See,
Have we-
I
have
was
we had a guess
convinced.
yet?
I was
Where are we at
convinced it
with
was
that?
going to be. I was convinced it was going to be like sub £400, but I don't think it
No
is going to be
way.
now. I'm beginning to
No.
think it's going to be like £599
Especially
or
with
something like
everything
that.
going up, like everything's going up everywhere.
Yeah. Are we talking UK price, James?
Yeah,
Yeah, 600, I think.
Whoa, do you reckon?
they will never shift it at that price. There's no way.
But
It's-
you're talking two high-performing motion. You know, the two controllers have got a lot of technology in it.
Mm.
I suppose the one thing it's got going for it, it's not really. There's a little bit of processing power in it, is it? But most of it, the power is being done by the PS5 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that helps it. Like it's
And it's wired. Let's not forget that.
wired.
Saves a bit of chunk of money.
I'm
What
gonna
would be
I'm gonna
your
stick with
price
it.
point that you buy at?
I'm going to
Like
stick
your
with
honest price point that you'd buy it at.
I'd buy it if it's okay. I'd buy it if it's 399, for example. Like it's 400 quid. I'd
You
buy
would
it.
buy
you?
it
It
at
was that much.
400.
Okay, James,
Yeah.
if it's 425, would you buy it?
He fucking would. You know he would, because he'd be like, "Well, I'll be prepared to spend 400. I'll spend an extra 25."
Yeah, maybe that, but not over like.
And then 450 now.
No, I wouldn't spend that much.
Okay,
no.
James, what if it's 430?
No,
no.
I'm cutting off at 425. It's an arbitrary amount.
I am praying they announce a price point, a weird price point of 425 and a penny.
Yeah.
So that's me out. I'm out.
How about you, Matt?
I'm buying it regardless.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, Sean?
I mean, assuming I have a PS5.
Yeah, mine would be 200.
Oh, well,
200.
you're never going to get
no
one.
way.
Good luck. Yeah.
I didn't say they were going to release it for 200, but I'm saying...
I'd love a Tesla if they were 150 quid.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would buy a Tesla if they were, I would, I don't think I would buy a PSVR 2 if they were 250 quid. I don't think I would do it.
But you would spend 300 or 400 on a Quest.
Yes, I would spend 300 or 400 on a Quest because I think I really like the freedom of having no cables. I think the store is better. The games are cheap, definitely going to be cheaper on it. It's not about, this is what I keep saying about VR. It's not about the high-end technology. It's the VR experience is good enough on its own. Whether it's got all this fancy stuff and better graphics on one headset, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to spend more than an hour in it because you just don't with VR, do you?
It also depends. For me, it depends on the games, and like what gets released. And I mean, the thing with the PSVR 2 is we know we're probably going to get at least 5 or 6 games that will come out that'll be
really fucking good games.
That'll be really good for it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that'll be it probably. Because that's usually what happens with Sony with
Whereas
this stuff.
you look at the Quest store and there's so much stuff on there. There's so much stuff.
And it's got Horizon Worlds. You can always get into that.
Yeah. No metaverse on your PS5, lads. What are you doing?
True.
Waste of time.
They're going to release PlayStation Home with it. I'm still convinced by that. Okay, right.
We could be watching a video of a 2D video of U2 in concert, Lady Gaga, with other people talking over it really loudly. It's the future.
Us talking over it. We'll be doing a talks over of Lady Gaga's new concert.
I mean, we should actually do a stream of us just investigating Horizon Worlds.
We should do that actually. That would be amazing.
That's a great suggestion.
I mean,
can we do it after we got legs?
Yes,
that would be good. Yeah. Although I don't know when the legs update's coming. It's given me soon.
Did you not see this?
No.
Oh, they put this video out saying like, oh, we're adding legs. I can't remember what was the actual wording in the tweet. It was something weird.
That's literally what they said. We're adding legs.
It's like we're adding legs. And they showed this video of Zuckerberg and someone else, bit like with the awful avatars, like going wee and like kicking and jumping and stuff. And then later admitted that it was all fake. It's not actually working yet.
And all the people in the audience didn't have legs. It was strange. But,
it basically uses a hand tracking API, and it's not quite what it seems. So,
which fair enough. Like the hand tracking stuff is fucking magic.
Yeah, it is.
Like the fact that they're trying to do full body tracking is like, yeah, of course it doesn't work. It's amazing that the hand stuff works. Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Last story is that Netflix is seriously exploring its own own cloud gaming offering. So Netflix's vice president of gaming, Mike Verdu, has said that he sees Netflix, like games coming to Netflix, as like a value add for subscribers. And this is what he said. He said, we're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement. It's a completely different business model. The hope is that over time, that it just becomes the very natural way to play games wherever you are. And then they also asked him about Google Stadia. Like, what do you think about that? And he said that it was a technical success, but there were issues with the business model. I mean, no shit.
Which is correct.
Basically said what everyone else says. It worked. It definitely worked. But yeah,
he's right, isn't he?
Yeah, it's true.
This is the correct observation of that.
Yep.
And if they get to incorporate into their subscription service, then all good. I've got a feeling the price will go up £1 or $2.
Probably do that. To do that. But they're absolutely right about it being a value add thing. Like it's what everyone's been saying about xCloud all this time, isn't it? It's like, do you know what, the whole the streaming revolution is fine as like a bit of an extra, and it's like incredibly useful, but it's not something to just hang an entire service off.
No, and also they're not. It's pretty clear. I mean, they're opening a new internal game studio in Southern California, like to develop stuff. But they're clearly not doing the Stadia thing of like we are going to be one of the big platforms, that everything's going to come out on and everything. It's just they're just targeting like smaller games and stuff like that as a value add, which makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I think if you're going to get streaming out to the mainstream, then there's no better platform than Netflix to do it, or Amazon. If they were to roll that into Prime somehow.
Well, they have. They got Luna, haven't they? But
but
I don't know. If it's not part of.
a thing.
Is it part of Prime? I don't know. It's
don't
out
know,
in the
man.
UK though.
I know it's out in the UK. I just ain't got a fucking clue what it is.
I don't think Amazon have either. It's,
But we'll be, I'm interested to see how that develops. Clearly, people want to utilise this service. It's just how best to introduce it to the mainstream.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of the news.
All right, let's do what you've been playing, mate. You've put Elden Ring again. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about that video game, but where are you up to?
I'm in the Forbidden Lands. I haven't. I barely really played it this week. It's been a disaster. But I killed like Morgott and Godfrey, and now I'm in a new map. I got a new so still good. That's it. I've barely played really.
Okay. Let's cover Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, shall we? Because that's sort of the bit. Can I just say, I think this is a brilliant way of doing it this year. What they've done is that if you pre-order the game digitally, and if you've we got review code sent to us, so that's that up front. It sounds like I'm an advert now. It's a brilliant way they're doing it this year, but no, it really is. To release the fucking campaign a week before the multiplayer launches, that's the way it should be done every year, isn't it?
Yeah, that's great because who enjoyed the campaign, it doesn't take time from them being behind then on multiplayer and multiplayer launches.
Absolutely, and just getting to play it this week, I thought, oh, this is great. I haven't got that thing in the back of my mind saying, yeah, but you should be playing multi because you're going to be level 0. What are you doing? I'm not getting that. I'm just sitting and enjoying the multiplayer. Now, admittedly, I'm about 4 levels in, I think. Very early on, I'm assuming early on. I mean, these campaigns are never very long, so I don't know how long this one is. How far are you in, James?
Maybe I'm a bit further than you, but I'm not sure. What can you even say what mission you guys did?
Where am I? I've done the stuff in Mexico and crossing.
Yeah.
I've done.
Have you done the assault on the compound?
From
I
above.
think I'm on that now.
Because that's where I'm at. That's
where I'm at now. How about you, Sean?
So I've just done that.
Oh really? Oh shit! Yeah. So you've played quite a bit of it already, then, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a few 3 hours, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good one, I think, in terms of campaign.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's exactly what I want from a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, really? I guess. I haven't played one of these for fucking years. I don't know. It feels very familiar to me.
Yeah, that's it, and that's fine. I think what I want from a Call of Duty game, and we've been playing these campaigns all along. I think where I think they went wrong was when they started making it an action hero game, and I felt, I don't feel like part of a team. I don't feel that, I feel like I'm on my own and doing all this wacky shit with this, advanced warfare stuff. It's all about, setting off these like grid systems coming up in front of you and all along the ground and all this sort. I thought this just doesn't feel grounded in anything, and really none of these games feel grounded in anything, But here, what it's doing, it's taking me to stunning location after stunning location. When you look at it graphically,
it's
this is
beautiful.
probably the best looking game I've played. Right now, there's caveats with that. It's insanely linear. The best looking level you barely do anything in, right? So comparing it to other games is not fair because this is so, funneled that you can't look at it and go, wow, look, this is so much better than Horizon, Forbidden West. It's so much better than that. Looking at that, yeah, but Horizon Forbidden West is technically way more advanced because it's doing it over a fucking open world game, So you can't really compare it. But what I want is an insanely good looking game where I'm going around shooting things, and there are moments where it tries things a little bit different here and there, but ultimately you're doing the same stuff. And every time it does say, "Hey, try this," it's a little bit different to just walking down the thing and shooting. This bit you're doing this. I mean, you can't really fuck it up because it's idiot proofed. But why not just do this bit for a little bit? And I'm fine with that. That's what I play those games for. I don't play those games to sort of get lost into a deep story because fuck knows what's going on in the story. I don't get into the whole the tactical shooter element of it. I want to walk down a shooting gallery and I want to see beautiful things for about 8 hours. And so far, this is absolutely hitting the spot for me. I'm loving it.
You say you can't fuck it up. I've been fucking up all over the shop.
What have you been fucking up?
I've been really upset in the game by doing things slightly wrong constantly.
Oh, just stop thinking outside the box, Sean. think inside the box, if anything.
But it's just like, and it's little things like there's a doorway you're supposed to go through, and it's like. But it won't. You can't open it until like someone else has finished talking.
Yeah, I had that. Is that when you're searching through the houses?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, did you notice that you can shoot through pretty much every door except for the ones that start a cutscene? So I was shooting through every door. Go right. That's the one that starts the cutscene. Let's go to that now. Yeah.
I mean, and obviously to an extent, it's silly to complain about some of this stuff because this is what Call of Duty has always done. It's always been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And like that is the point. In this instance, I've been surprised how often I'm like bumping up against like, no, don't, you accidentally hit that building a little bit. Don't do that. Start again.
Really?
All right. Yeah.
At all, really.
I see the thing. I think this is okay, but I'm not blown away by it so far. Mostly because the levels so far feel very short, like really short.
And they are shorter than they normally are, yeah.
And also like small as well, like small scale, and which is fine. But then because they're such small scale, they do feel, as you said, like extremely linear as well. Like more so than I felt in other Call of Duty games that I played over the last couple of years. Like it feels like I'm missing that whole thing of like where you're like where there's like a large battlefield and there's like a huge
but
battle
they've
going
not
on.
had that for years.
No, they
mean,
have.
Years. When was the last time you experienced that?
Okay,
because it wasn't in Cold War.
World War II had that one.
Yeah, but that was years ago, James.
It wasn't. It was a couple of years ago. It was. Really? It was only. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, have a look, but I don't think it was only maybe 3 or 4 years ago or whatever. I can't remember. It was
2003.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm joking. No, 2017. It was still 5 years ago, James.
That's not that long ago.
That's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you started doing that, looking at years and going, fucking hell? Like, I remember I watched some highlights from a Millwall match in 2009 the other day and thinking, I remember being in that ground and watching this game. That was what, 23 years ago?
Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it?
What have I done?
When I had 2009, that's like 13 years ago.
13 years ago, yeah. Oh, that's not so bad then. But still, like you look at it and go, fucking 13 years ago, that's bad, isn't it?
But the other thing is like the Amsterdam level, that I was quite disappointed with that because
really?
Yeah, I really was, because it felt like there was a build up there to something that was going to be really cool. And then it just ended like really quickly.
Yeah, I can see that. So they had a similar level in Modern Warfare 1. The rebrand.
I was going to say, because I don't know if we need to explain this for anyone.
I think we probably do.
Yeah, the fact that so we've had a recent Modern Warfare, which is a reboot, and this is the sequel to that. Not like a remake of the old Modern Warfare 2, because they're not really being the naming's not clear or anything, is it really?
No. So yeah, in Modern Warfare 1 there was a similar set piece level that was very much, hey, this is what we can do graphically these days, and it was set in London, and it leads up to a big powerful moment, and it was one of those moments that everyone used to describe Call of Duty games as, here's the controversial bit, it's very much something like that, and it looks stunning, and you did end up in a battle. With this one, I think it looks absolutely incredible. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, one of the best looking things I've seen in a video game. So dense, so much going on. I thought it was hilarious when I walked up to the old man though, and he's doing a selfie like that. He's holding the phone up and doing doing a peace sign to a selfie, but you actually look at the phone and it's still on the home screen, and you go. But
then is that intentional? Maybe that's supposed to be a funny joke.
Yeah, maybe there's a story behind that. But yeah, no, it looks dense. It looks incredible. It reminded me in a lot of ways of the opening area when you first get to the town in BioShock Infinite. You know, do you remember when you did that and you were like, oh my god, I want to look at everything because it looks incredible. But the moment you sort of go off the beaten path, you're like, oh no, it's just an alley that leads nowhere.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's very much
like
small.
Because like playing it on, so I'm playing on PC. And like as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Fuck, mate! Someone's gonna mod this so I can just walk around, do whatever I want." But it's like that will last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
which is fine. Like for what it's doing in the game, like I get it. But
that's fine. But
it is so brief, isn't it?
My point is that's fine. I'm happy with that. Like, if you just want to present to me a very small environment that looks fucking incredible, then I'm happy with that in Call of Duty. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's kind of what the series has done. You know, people forget that. Yeah, you know, you had that no Russian level, which was absolutely, you know, controversial, very shocking, all this sort of stuff. And there's that debate about was it played to be controversial or did it have a point? Did it actually have a meaning behind it? Did it work? Forgetting all that stuff, it looked like a technical masterpiece, right? Because there was so many people on the screen at once and so much was going on. It was very dense.
And all the little flourishes of like stuff. The attention to detail and the flourishes, like, you know, like
the flurries,
What, sorry?
The flurries. Yeah.
The flurries, yeah.
The flurries.
You know, like all the departures, like so the budge going, all the flights getting cancelled, little things like that, like real attention to detail, like and disturbing as fuck. But you know,
I feel that this Amsterdam level has that, but you're right, James. It doesn't have that big moment, and it doesn't have the length of, say, No Russian or anything like that, or the level in London. But I don't know, man. I think I've played a lot of these recently where they just feel that I'm kind of glad that I'm not. They're moving away from the action man in the future phase.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We all remember when they were fighting in space at one point. What the fuck?
Because I completely skipped that. And part of me's like, oh, that's actually the sort of thing I like.
It's terrible.
But I gather it didn't work.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
It was bad. But yeah, no. All that aside, I still find it hilarious how Ghost walks around with a mask on all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's funny,
also
isn't it?
It's like only a child would think this is cool. What are you doing?
The scene where they're in the car going towards a mission, and just chatting naturally, and he's in the back with a skull mask on, going, "Yeah, I know what you mean." You know, it's like, do you want to take that off?
It is that kind of like, what's up with him?
So, I looked it up and I thought, I bet there's like a big, like there's a reason, like maybe in like one of the earlier Modern Warfare games, like he was burnt or something, and you know I bet there's a story behind it. I looked up. No, he wants to be anonymous. That's it. He wants to be a ghost. That's what it says. He wants to be a ghost. So he wears a mask.
But that doesn't even work with like his personality. Like he's pretty, like he's not like silent, you know, cheerful, but he chats like he's clearly a normal person. He's not like
what's the sit rep? What's the sit rep? Well, the sit rep is what the fuck have you got on your face, mate? It's not Halloween.
It's just so we can go to Tesco without being recognised. It's true. It's like slip, although that's changed these days.
I also like that. Did you know the awkward bit where there's a scene in it? Right, there's a conversation in it where you as the player character ask one of the soldiers that you're like fighting alongside, you say, oh, where are your family living? And he says, and the whole point is to say, I don't tell anyone that because I want to protect them. You know, I never want anyone to know where my family are. And I thought, you wanted to get that idea across to the player, but all I'm thinking of, what a weird question to ask someone. Right, mate, we're in the middle of a battle zone. Where's your family at? I was thinking, why would you ever ask that? So weird.
The only other thing is that maybe You see, I get slowdown as well on this because I'm playing this on the Series S.
Oh wow!
Don't tell them that, James.
No, I'm sorry, but it's true. And this is
Not
the thing.
a fanboy.
When I played the Amsterdam level, when everyone was going on about how amazing it looked, I didn't think it looked that amazing, like on the Series S. Maybe it's just
you're playing on a fucking.
Did it
old
look like
school
GTA
fun
1?
shit.
not
Top
quite.
down.
But
Have you watched the 4K version on YouTube or something?
Yeah, and it looked significantly better.
Right,
It's,
okay, there we
yeah.
go then. Yeah, you're on the. You need to upgrade that bad boy, baby. Get one of those fridges. With a speaker, get a fridge.
Yeah.
If Nintendo made it, you would.
Oh, I'm 100%. I mean, I'd have 3 by now. It's,
On a server room of like you'd have racks of fucking Xboxes. Yeah, look, I play 8 hours of a campaign, never go back to it. And then I'm fully interested in getting involved in the multiplayer this year because I dabbled in the one a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm bang up for doing all that this year. So
there's also a new version of Warzone, isn't there?
there is, but it's not out till next month, so that's coming later on down the line. I am told by a friend of the show, Chris from Dist, that it is a lot more like Blackout than it was Warzone, and if that's the truth, then
Excellent.
Blackout's the one for me. Simple, none of this gulag stuff. You know, very straightforward. You fly into the bloody construction site and you shoot the fuck out of everyone. Good game, love it. So yeah, that's the battle royale game that I like the most. I think Blackout.
We played
Bad.
Warzone quite a lot, and I was sick of it by the end because it was the typical thing of like you land, spend ages getting stuff,
Yeah,
and then you
I
die. Like
Yeah,
after about
that's
half
the
an hour.
problem, isn't it?
It's just
That's the problem.
But in terms of like the single player COD campaigns just being kind of like a, 6 to 10 hour action movie romp, like does it do it does that surely so
Well, it is
far?
for me, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm loving it.
I think I need to get further into it. I mean, I'm absolutely not saying this is bad or anything at all. I'm just saying at the moment it hasn't really grabbed me yet, and so I'm hoping to see how it develops as it goes on.
Yeah, I know. I'm not finished yet. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see. Another friend of mine has told me that it's got his favourite Call of Duty level ever. So I'm
really?
looking
Fair
forward
dues.
to seeing. Yeah, later on. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is.
I've got this, and when life calms down, I'm going to play it. I mean, I guess I hadn't really paid much attention to this, and I think the trailer was on during the football a couple of weekends ago, and I was like, holy shit, this looks incredible. Does it have like celebrities in, or just like I wasn't.
know.
Like, basically, it's like this. I guess a campaign trailer I saw, and I was
I
like, "Holy
recognise
shit!"
the general
I
guy.
recognise it.
Yeah.
But I was, wow, this looks, really, really high quality.
Who is the general guy?
I don't know who he is, but I do
No.
recognise the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Matt. I haven't got an answer for you there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing this.
Cool. All right. Sean,
Hello.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors has hit 1.0. We talked about this a few months back, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah, a long time ago.
So yeah, and it's been in early access for ages.
Was it last year? Or this year?
This year, I think. I mean, it's been a while, and we didn't talk about it for ages. So I'll just sort of talk about it as if it's new. So I've been playing this on the Steam Deck, which is a brilliant way to play it. This is the one that you've probably seen because there's been loads of noise about it. And you've probably seen a screenshot of it or a video of it and gone, but that looks like shit. Why is everyone saying this is good? It's because all it is it's this, it's this 2D top-down, quite basic-looking game where your character is in the middle, and there's monsters coming at you, and you're moving around and you're killing the monsters, and you're getting gems, and then you level up and you get new abilities. But the hook of it is that you don't really directly control any of your attacks, right? You just so you might start as a character that has like a magic wand, and it'll just be like, right, every 2 seconds it will shoot at the nearest enemy and do X amount of damage. But then as you level that up, it'll shoot faster, do more damage, penetrate through enemies, etc., etc. And then there's like 20 other abilities. Some of them are like attacks, some are sort of things that affect like all your abilities, or things like increased movement speed, stuff like that. So it's essentially it's kind of an action game, but it's also like you're just managing your character's abilities and trying to put like a build together, right? So for example, say you start with a magic wand, then there's also like a fire wand, and then there's other sort of projectile weapons. So then maybe you'll start focusing on upgrades that like increase the speed of projectiles, for example.
It feels almost like a twin stick shooter on auto fire.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it's so simple, and like I say, looks not great. Not that like there's nothing wrong with like the artwork, but it's like they've intentionally like it's all scaled badly, so it's not like pixel perfect. Like the pixels are all sort of weird sizes, and like the first area is like this, I think they call it like a forest, but there's like basically no trees there. It's just grass, and it's just like really obviously like tiled, right? But it's just fascinating because you're just like this does not look good. It removes so many things that I would basically assume to be like essential in games, and yet it is utterly compelling. Like,
see, it looks like an Amiga game.
It does.
Like,
Yeah,
it really does.
It looks like a total mess.
It's the thrill of like, because obviously the amount of enemies and the the difficulty of them, like how like abilities they have, or how fast they move, or how much damage they can take, is slowly ramping up. So you're desperately trying to kill as many of them as you can, so you can level up and like keep pace with the enemies that are spawning. And it's like this constant sort of flow of like sort of being a bit on the back foot, and then getting a couple of upgrades that like work really well together, and then just like, yeah, fuck, I'm like mowing these guys down again, and then like a new enemy type comes in, and you're like, shit, and you just constantly this sort of constant ebb and flow between like just being like, yes, I'm fucking brilliant, I'm destroying everything, oh no, I'm dying again, fuck, and like having to sort of run away and like retreat and sort of find a path like through the enemies to sort of get to relative safety, maybe find some health items, and then come back again.
It's very Power Wash Simulator, that. Oh, I've got a great washer. Oh no, now I've got rust to deal with.
Well, I was going to say, because the thrill is not unlike Dynasty Warriors, that sense of just being like, oh, there's fucking loads of stupid enemies, and I'm going to clear them out.
Yeah.
And in the first, like you're kind of compelled when you shoot those enemies, there's a gem. You need that for the upgrades. You kind of want to rush in and grab them, but after a while you realize, no, I'm going to come back around for them later, because inevitably I will go from one end of the map to the other without kind of subconsciously I'll just do that. Whether you're trying to make space between you and all the hundreds, probably thousands of enemies or what. But at the start you're like, oh no, I've shot them. I want to grab that gem so I can upgrade, so I can get a better weapon, better ability. But it's like all that self-control. Don't run into the crowd of enemies just because you feel like you can get in and then get out.
Yeah, it's that constant like tiny, like constantly making these little like risk assessments, isn't it? Like several times a second, just being like, right, I could dip in there, get that gem, or I could run over here. Oh, there's a a brazier there. I could knock that and get a health item maybe, or just constant management of like these little risks and little sort of dares that you do. It's fucking great. It's so good. Like I had to stop myself playing it before we recorded this tonight, and I'll turn it on as soon as we're done.
What are you playing on?
So I'm playing on Steam Deck. Yeah, it's PC only so far.
Oh, Steam Deck.
I mean, it's done well enough that I can see console versions happening, because it literally you just control it with one stick, and that is it.
Nice.
That's all you need.
It's actually based off an Android game, isn't it?
Yeah, it was originally.
Mobile.
Was it Android, or was it just there was like a web version, wasn't there, that you could play?
Yeah, because I looked into it and I could only find it at a time on Android. Maybe it's on iOS, but I'm sure it's based on the menu. And the person wanted like a desktop one.
Yeah.
So what's different in 1.0? Do you know? Because I haven't played it for a long time. But
yeah. I mean, because I played it sort of on and off in early access. I mean, the main thing is, so there's way more characters now. There's more levels and stuff. The weapon upgrade system, I'll say upgrade, there's like evolutions of some of the weapons. So like so for example, like the magic wand, you get it to like level 8, but then if you also have another item, which is like this book that lowers your cooldown for all your abilities, they then like fuse and you get this fucking mega wand which has like no cooldown, right? So it's just constantly just spraying magic bolts everywhere. And there's something like that for every single weapon in the game. So there's like another ability that it pairs with, and then you get like a fucking turbo version of it. So it's like so I'm like in the process of like finding all of those like relationships between the weapons and some of the items. There's new music now. The music was always really bad, and that's now been changed completely. It's now just like half decent sort of Castlevania style stuff.
Do you know, I was hoping it was going to be music like that, the tribes music. But it'd just be that, and it just going tribes.
Sadly not.
Tribes.
Sadly not. It's fucking great. And like I say, when you have a good run, and it's just like your character's just standing there, and there's just fucking lightning and fire and magic bolts just constantly just like wiping the screen clear. It's just amazing.
It sounds like the same. I know it sounds bad, but it sounds like the same sort of reaction you get to a clicker game. Harry's
It's
going
not.
through that.
Yeah,
at the moment.
I know what you
I
mean.
know you said it's not right, obviously, but like there is Harry's doing the clicker stuff at the moment. He's going through that, and he's like, "Wow, I'm saving up because if I get this, then every click is like worth 100 instead of 10. I'll figure out how much I can do then." It's like, yeah, I know, but then what's next after that, Harry? What are you?
It's definitely asks that same question of like, is this good or is it just tickling something very deep in my stupid
Am
brain?
I getting better at this game, or is it just doing exactly the same?
Yeah.
It's just it gets harder through forcing it to get harder, and then easier because I found a pickup, or
Yeah.
I've upgraded or whatever. It's weird, isn't it?
It is. But yeah, very good.
Does it matter though? Does it matter?
Well, this is it. If you're enjoying
Well, I don't know
yourself.
if it does.
Yeah, it's immensely fun regardless.
Yeah.
What else are you doing on Steam Deck? Have you done any modding? Are you still found any issues with it? Or apart from the one you
I was saying last week that I was having that weird thing with the haptics on the right hand
that's
side.
right, yeah.
That has mysteriously stopped.
Has it updated?
Nope.
have you had a update?
Oh.
No update or anything. So now I'm in that position of like, well, if I did send it off to them, they'll be like, well, what the fuck? There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, didn't that happen to you, Matt, with your Switch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Switch.
that's right. Yeah.
Like,
Took 3 weeks, and they were like, it's fine.
loads of heat, like the fans were clicking, or the fans weren't working, or anything, and then no problem here.
Yeah.
And then it happened with James and his Xbox. Do you remember that? No, not his Xbox, your PlayStation, right?
With a fan.
Did you send it off in the end?
I did, yeah. I sent it off, got it back, and they just said, yeah, nothing wrong with it. And it's like, thanks.
Amazing.
I love it.
So
I'm
other
just
than that,
gonna.
done any more tinkering, Sean? Anything you love or hate about it, or it's just more the same, still enjoying it?
Yeah, just literally, like I say, I'm really enjoying at the moment keeping it sleek and just like a console. Like I'm not tinkering with it yet.
And
I mean,
you find yourself playing it more than you thought. You're playing PC games a lot more because of it, or is it the first thing you grab when you go like?
Hold on, are you working for their fucking? Are you doing a survey? A customer survey at the
I'm
moment.
interested in someone who's got it.
Out of 5, well, 5 being the most impressive and 1 being the least.
Would you recommend it to your friends? Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
How many people in your house use it, Sean? Including yourself?
Matt, your fucking head's gone, mate. You've gone into work mode now, haven't you?
No,
that's work speed.
because I can't buy one at the moment, so I'm vicariously living through Sean. So I'm trying to see what he's got.
I mean, 100%. Like I would never. I've put like 3-4 hours into Vampire Survivors this week. I would never have done that without it being on the deck.
What's the battery life like?
I mean, it's been.
Would you say you're impressed by the battery life, or it meets expectations, or
On
lower
a scale
than
of 1 to
expectations?
5, 1 being not impressed, 5 being loving it.
Always the same. Always the same.
I mean, I haven't run out of battery on it yet. But then
Whatever.
No, I mean, obviously, I've been charging it between uses. Not just like, but it's like fucking 3 weeks.
Oh my
run
god,
out.
they found new technology.
So yeah, it has not been an issue. But then I've not taken it. Like I was in London weekend just gone, and I took it with me. But that was literally just to show the person I was staying with. Look, here's Stray on a handheld. Isn't that ridiculous? So I've not had any like long trips away with it or anything yet. So I don't know. We'll see. I think when the Patreon money comes in, I'll probably get the dock.
Yes.
Well, because everyone, I said briefly last time, but like everyone's like, oh, but there's other docks that are cheaper. It's like, yeah, but none of them come with a 65-watt power adapter, which is not cheap in and of itself. So the official one does. So I'm probably just going to get the official one.
Pushing the boat out, baby.
Should I what, sorry?
Pushing the boat out,
yeah,
baby. Put it in the booty.
Well,
Are you done?
Nearly Christmas. No one else needs anything this year, I don't think. I think everyone's fine.
Well, before we move on to questions, Christmas, I nearly said then. I think it's time for a Minty Biscuit update, right? So here's what's happened this week. I've taken notes. String of bad results in the week. Thursday, we signed 2 new players: a central midfielder called Blimey O'Reilly, and a left winger called Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool has blue dreads and a green beard. And Mr. Cool instantly stepped into the side. He was unbelievable. Well happy with Mr. Cool. Got a lot of time. Both have big impacts. But Chris's head went, right? So Chris is our striker, Chris from Dist. His head went on Thursday, completely went on Thursday because he went 3 games without a goal. And Matt, you know what Chris is like. Absolutely livid. He was furious that he hadn't scored a goal.
I saw the messages in the group, and
I was banging him in, and he was not happy about that. He was not happy about that. At one point, he said, "David, I noticed you didn't get a shot off on that game." It's like, all right, mate, well, you ain't fucking scored in about 4. Let's focus on you before. He's gonna kill me when he is. Still, 1 game left, and all we needed was a point to stay up in Div 5, which is the highest we've been so far. So we left it. We said we've got 1 game left. All we need is a point. And then we lost. Oh no, sorry, we didn't carry that over to the next one. We did play that last game, and we lost 6-4 and got relegated to Div 6. So we're in Div 6. Okay, Friday night, a massive turnout for the Bisc. Jay and Murray returned to the starting lineup. Matt Murray back at the Bisc. Back at the biscuit tin. I should say that we've installed pink seats at the biscuit tin now as well, because I mean, why we hadn't done that sooner is absolutely beyond me. But we have now got pink seats. We're very happy with that. Our club colours, Sean, are green and pink.
Nice.
It's a good combination.
Yeah.
Mixed bag of results. See them on the verge of back-to-back relegations. Chris stepped up and played really well. Shrekers continues to be player of the season. Shrekers is a character that is called that because Chris likes Shrek, the film. So he's got a green beard. So we just call him Shrekers. Esbab's hot streak in front of goal doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But there's still work to be done. And this is it. The Bisc need a point from their last game to stay in Div 6. All right. Sunday. The Bisc get that point, but David got it wrong, and actually they got relegated. They needed 2 points to stay in the league. And the bad point, our manager, John Denton, was furious at me because I said we only needed a point, so he spent the last 10 minutes wasting time because we were drawing, and I then realised that actually we needed a win. So maybe I should have double-checked before we started. But I said, maybe that's what we needed, because 4 wins on the bounce after that, and the Bisc are right in contention for an immediate return to Division 6. Esbab continue his good run of form. Jay constantly said he was rubbish, then pulled off the most insane tackles you've ever seen in your life. The only issue was, Shrekers, the defender who's based off the Shrek films, seemed to make massive mistakes where he normally wouldn't. Something to keep an eye on, and that's your update for the Minty Biscuit Pro Clubs team. You'll get further updates next week, I think. Or maybe you won't, because we're all looking to play a little bit Call of Duty next week. So maybe there's a little bit of an international break for the Minty Biscuit.
Yeah,
it might be an international break. I mean, I'm still pretty sure that Matt's done, but we'll see.
I think my attendance on Friday proved I'm not done.
Yeah, but there were other attendances you could have made. You made one attendance.
This week's been a disaster. Been really busy.
Well, same for me, but I still showed my face because I've got love for the Bisc.
That's quite the same.
There's a little bit of looking after 2 little children on my own. It's a little bit too much for me.
A bit earlier than me. I was busy.
I've only had 3 hours sleep last night, but so.
Let's move on.
Okay, that's what we've been playing this week. Sean,
hello.
Should we get to the questions?
If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Major Hazard has done that. And they said, I was just looking up at signing up on Patreon. If I pay for a year in advance, are you contractually obliged to keep the podcast going, or will you run off with all my cash?
Fuck.
I think we've talked about this before, right? Didn't we confirm we
I
can
don't
like
think we
give a
did.
partial refund?
Oh God.
I mean, that's if the money's in the account, which it won't be because we empty it every month.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, if you want to sign up for Patreon, you can pay a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And you save money that way.
Sorry?
And you save money that way as well.
You do save money,
Do you?
but oh my God, that's a horrible. I mean, if you suddenly see that, can we turn that option off, Matt?
Probably.
Right, if you see that option suddenly disappear from our Patreon,
Start countdown.
All I'm
you know
saying
we're
is,
thinking about it.
all I'm saying is, Dave, it is nearly Christmas. Some people might want to gift a year's
Some
sub.
people
as it-
might get a yearly sub.
So let's keep it going till January and then
Either
we'll
that or the
reassess.
t-shirts are still there. The t-shirts are still there. We've still got a store, haven't we? Yeah, no, that's a worry. Good, thanks for bringing that. I mean, I'm worried enough when people sign up for a month, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm getting through it. To be honest, I'm reaching the end of the month. To be honest,
We should say we haven't got any plans to stop doing this, but it is just like, you know, if we all end up like in a car crash or 4 separate car crashes. It does, yeah. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, you'd have to be quite harsh to be like, "Well, I want my fucking money back if you're died.
A refund.
You want to give me your
Man, there's been
wife's
massive
phone number? I want to
tragedy.
ring her up and be like, "Oi, give us me 30 quid."
why haven't we spoken about? Why haven't any of us spoken about giving it up yet? This
I mean,
can't
Because I don't
be
think
the
any of
right
us have any
I-
intention of giving it
Yeah.
up.
I feel worried for listeners because you mentioned like this stopping about the last 4 to 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's just a threat to make them pay up. That's
The
different.
last 4 to 6 weeks, there's been at least one reference to us quitting, stopping,
there?
selling it. Yeah, it's been
Well,
loads.
well, hang on, because most of those are in the context of us getting bought out by someone. That's different.
Oh yeah.
we'll still,
No, if we
we'll
get
still
bought
do
out,
a
then that's fine.
podcast. We'll just take the money and run.
No,
Do a Gerstmann. Be all
if
right.
we get millions, mate, no, I'm done. See you later. Hold on, Matt. You're the only one that's legitimately said that you wanted to leave every week, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Which is mad because I thought James would be the one who want the fuck out of here.
That's too much hassle, isn't it?
What?
hassle
Too much
to-
hassle to stop.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? In what way?
Think of the grief.
Yeah. It's fine, isn't it? Just keep going.
Keep going,
It's
baby.
okay.
It's
All right,
easier
that's what
to
you wanna
keep
hear
going
from a member of the podcast.
than to resist.
Anyway, no,
and
we're
stop.
not going to start the bonus show if we do a year in advance and you save a bit of money, so why not?
What we'll do is, if we're thinking of stopping, we'll do the whole year's worth of bonus shows in like
Yeah,
2
Really,
days.
a year in advance.
Yeah.
So we do it
yeah.
like we do Marvel calls.
Yeah.
We release it a year in
Just have a load just in the can, ready to go. Be fine.
Yeah, but if we refer to the Prime Minister, it'd be like, well, that was 8 ago. So, what the frick? Okay.
Maria
Couple.
Mendieta says, "Dear TCGS codeine for the ears. First of all,
can I ask you something? You sort out the questions.
Yeah.
Miriam Mendieta in every time. Is that what we're doing? I'm
I
not
mean,
against it.
they always ask really good questions, so
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, Sean.
They're
It's
just
not-
consistent.
If you're up
great
Maria's
questions.
level, then yeah, they're in.
I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if you just go, well, Maria Mendieta's in.
Yeah, straight
Like-
in. No, there's a few weeks I've had to not include him.
Oh, I bet Maria didn't like that.
No, probably not.
Maybe it was the
Um,
kick up the arse that I needed. God.
First of all, having happily downed the red pill, thank you for a truly outstanding episode last week. Capone really is ahead of his time. Switching to this week's question, after playing hours of Red Dead Redemption 2, one thing I appreciate is the way shop items can be bought for a few dollars or pennies. Why do most in-game economies operate on huge sums of money rather than pocket change? It seems mainly beat-em-ups use loose change as their main currency, and mostly because characters pick it up from the floor. Keep up the sensational work. Sincerely, Maria.
This is really easy to answer this one.
Go on.
This is really easy. So, games developers know that it's nice when you pick up currency. So they want you to pick up lots and lots and lots of currency because you get that little hit in your brain going, oh, that's nice. I picked up something. Oh, I did something and I got a reward for it. But the problem with that is that if everyone got paid loads of money all the time, the economy would be fucked.
Yeah.
So everything's got to cost like a shit ton. It's
Yep.
like what you were saying. What was it? What was it?
Oh, in
Grand
GTA?
Theft Auto? Yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Theft
So
Auto,
Yeah, loading up Grand Theft Auto Online. I was like, holy shit, they've added RC car races. That's amazing. I'll do one of those. You have to buy the RC car first, and it costs $1.5 million.
Oh no.
It just shows you how fragile the economy is.
Yeah.
So probably what you don't want to do is go in and try and fucking bulldoze it in the first week of your job. Try and maybe do it a little bit calmer. And I'm an idiot, and I knew that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm an idiot.
Don't subject the entire nation to a weird neoliberal experiment. Just an idea.
Is Shenmue the best example of an actual economy that feels real?
Probably.
It really is,
because
isn't
you work a boring shit job and get shit pay, and
Get
you buy
shit
little
pay.
toys and drinks and snacks from the shop.
And the snacks were like 50 cents or whatever. Like they weren't ridiculous. It wasn't, whatever it is. I don't know what the currency is. Actually, I don't actually know because it was like 3 billion yen. I'm going, what the fuck is this? Oh no, that's 12p, David. That's 12p. Oh, okay, then fine. James is shaking his head because that was wrong. It was done for a joke, James. Done for comic effect.
Shaking his head at the ignorance on
How
display.
is it disrespectful?
I don't know. Just taking a
Who's
piss out of the
who's sitting there
currencies,
going, you're disrespecting my currency there?
I don't know,
If
someone might
if
be.
you heard someone going, oh, it's £1 million, or you wouldn't go, oh, you're disrespecting, you're disrespecting the Queen. The pound sterling.
R.I.P.
Do you know what I mean? What's the matter
I'll
with
say,
you?
David, one of your finest streaming moments was when you were playing Shenmue and you were desperately trying to save up some money for something, and you kept playing, what was it, like pachinko machines or whatever the things were with the...
Lucky hit, man.
Yeah, lucky hit. That was brilliant. You're like, where's it going to go? Oh, hitting that little one.
I'd worked out a way of doing it where you would get like a much higher percentage of time in the jackpot.
They were great because I can't remember what you're saving up for, but it was almost disappointing when you got enough. You're like, oh no, keep doing this. This is better than going into the actual game.
I was just thinking another game that does it well, Disco Elysium, because that's you've got nothing. If you want some painkillers, you need to go and pick up some fucking bottles and recycle them. And it's miserable.
And it was like $50 you needed for the room.
Yeah, and that's just like an impossible sum of money at the time. Isn't it?
One of the options was just to go up to a rich person and say, "Can I have it?"
Yeah.
And like Kim was behind you, just going, "Mate,
Yeah.
don't do that."
Worth a shot, I think.
Shy Band's getting out. Tiny Tim says, "Hello, sirs. As a 12-year-old footballer, I'm not allowed to play games for longer than an hour."
Tiny Tim, your persistence in this story that you've built over the many years on this podcast, I've got to hand it to you. It's impressive. Like, I mean, when was the first Tiny Tim question we had? It must have been 3 years ago.
Been years now at this point. Yeah.
Still banging on about it. I can almost guarantee as well they were 9 when they messaged.
At that point, they've definitely they've aged up.
Yeah, they've increased it.
As a 12-year-old footballer, I'm not allowed to play games for longer than an hour. Mum sets the kitchen timer, and my brother is in charge of grassing me out if I ignore it. Did your parents limit your gaming time? Do you do this with your children, or is my house just full of daft rules? We definitely enforce it with Isaac. We're not as strict. Well, so for starters, his tablet just has limits on it.
We got that on Harry's phone.
Yeah. And then so if he says he wants to play something, we'll say right, depending on what we've got on. Like if it's like a Sunday morning and we can't be arsed, then it's like, yeah, all right, just stick it on, and then we'll work it out when we actually do need to get him off. But generally speaking, we'll say, right, you can have half an hour, and then we'll set a timer on the smart speaker or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, we've got automatic set. So Harry's phone is set to an hour and a half at weekdays and 2 hours at weekends. Right?
That's pretty much the same as ours.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's as I say. So his tablet has that, and his Switch Lite as well.
See, we've not limited the games because I feel they're a little bit better than just looking at fucking YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Which is what Harry does.
See, Chen complains because she's just like, you've given him like an hour and a half, to watch stuff or whatever. And then he'll finish that, and then he'll just start playing games next.
Really? We get the... Oh, mate, some of the ways that Harry approaches me to ask for more time is just getting funnier and funnier.
Yeah.
So today, actually, before we recorded, he came up to me and he went, I'm playing a Football Manager game on my phone. oh yeah, yeah. He goes, yeah. Jose Mourinho is showing me how to do it. Like he's in the tutorial. I said, right, and he goes, yeah. It's got those adverts, and I tell you what, Dad, I hate mobile adverts. Like they're terrible. I was like, where's this going? Where's this going? I hate them. Do you hate them? Yeah, I hate them. I hate really annoying because I got a message on my phone and I'm thinking, here it comes.
Here we go.
And it said you've got 1 minute left. And by the time the advert had finished, my phone had locked. I went, right.
That's
Unfortunate.
So it's not really fair, is it? I was like, what's not really fair? Well, you've limited my time, but the adverts has taken some of my time, so...
Yeah, but that's a lesson. Don't play mobile games. You know, it's like...
Do they not instantly... Because Harry just instantly comes up to me and says, I want more time.
Yeah, Asher
And I'm
does it
going,
all
"No,
the
there's
time. And it's...
There's a
I get to the
reason why you
point...
set it.
It drives me nuts because they both do it all the time and they always come up and they're like, oh, can I have more time? And sometimes I just get to the point where I'm like, look, if you ask me this again, I'm just going to disable this for the rest of the week because I can't
Wow.
take this any longer.
Okay.
There's some strict
Right,
parenting
next
right
thing
there.
I do, okay, you got to do something for me. Go and tidy your front room. Go tidy your bedroom. Go and wash the
We should
floor.
probably
Wash
start.
the car. Yeah?
Watch the car.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn. I haven't got a lawn, but if we had one, yeah.
Mow next door's
Catch
lawn.
Pristine.
the mice,
Yeah.
please.
Well, a dead mouse.
I had one today that I did. It was really bad. I was getting Charlie ready for nursery, and I couldn't find his nursery bag. And I went, Harry, if you find his nursery bag, I will give you 30 minutes. That was literally just.
See, also, Asher is always trying to figure out the code as well. Like, he's always trying to work out what the codes are for
Really?
things. Yeah. And also, okay, in our... this is not going to make any sense to anybody, right? But in our fridge, we've got a box which has got a lock on it, right? Now, no. Let me explain. Let me explain why. Okay. I like cheese too much, and so like
Lock the cheese away.
I've got like a so.
Wait. I love the fact that you were like, let me explain. There's a reasonable explanation, and the explanation is I like cheese.
You've got a cheese lock.
No, I like cheese too much, right? So I've got.
So title, right? I like cheese too much.
Guess what I'm writing
So-
down as we speak.
So anyway, I bought like a lockbox to stop myself from eating all the cheese, right? And so
Oh right, this gets better. So this isn't even for. I thought you were like angry that people in your family were.
no.
eating the
This
cheese.
is
This is because you don't trust yourself.
Don't
with
yes,
put
cheese.
this is
Daddy's
purely to
cheese.
stop me eating cheese. Yeah.
If you really are nuts, surely once it's unlocked, you just take as much cheese as
Just
you want.
scoff the
No,
lock.
but that's the thing. I don't know the combination.
So you have to get Chan to open it for you.
It's a combination lock, right?
Oh my
it's
God.
a combination
God.
lock. So I don't know the code, right? So this is the thing. Like the whole thing is I don't know the code, and we've got another one which has got like chocolate and stuff in it. So like I can't have access to that either, right? Because I can't trust myself. I've got a problem. Okay, I've got a problem. And so I can't trust
chocolate
myself.
away.
So I have to lock it away because otherwise it's ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, I'm laughing. New hides stuff from me in the kitchen because she knows what I'm like. So,
this
So
is
anyway,
wonderful.
But then the thing is what happens sometimes is like, for example, on a weekend, Chen goes out with Rachel and I'm at home with Asher, right?
You've got a
and then it
hat
gets
bust.
there with a screwdriver.
no. It gets to lunchtime and I'm like, and he's like, "Can you make me some food?" And I'm like, "Well, I'd love to, but I can't get the cheese out because I don't know what the code is." And then he just says to me, he's like, "Oh, I know what the code is." And then I say, "How do you know that?" And he's like, "Well, I found it out the other day because I watched Mummy like opening it and just remembered it." And then he was like, and then he did that, and then he was like, "You can have some chocolate as well because she hasn't bothered to change the other lock. And it's the same. It's the same code."
If you look at the keypad, the numbers are worn out.
One out. It's like Ash. Asher knew that, but you didn't think about staying in the kitchen and like looking at the code.
No, because I'm trying to be good. I'm
I
trying
love the
not
fact
to do
that
it.
I love the idea that Asher then goes to the lockbox and then like looks over his shoulder to make sure you're not
Daddy
watching.
can't see.
the
You can have a
And
little
I'm
bit,
not
Daddy, but that's all you can have.
This is unbelievable.
Why? I've got a problem and I'm trying to deal with it, and this is the only way I can deal
though.
with it. Yeah. I just love the stuff too much. It's yeah.
is it working? Would you say?
It's working. It's definitely working.
Does it not piss you off though?
Oh, it does. I mean, I after we finish this recording, I'd love to be in there having a bit of cheese, but I can't.
Crowbar.
What do
'Cause
you
it's-
mean? What do you do? What you just get? Well, like what cheese?
Whatever we've got in the
Right, so
in the thing.
you've got a lump of old cheddar in there, right?
Yeah,
What would you
potentially.
do? Right, so what would you do? Would you just like go
I'll just like cut a bit off, eat that,
just
and
straight up, like
Yeah,
Not
sure.
even put it on a cracker or something.
No, just eat the cheese.
God damn.
Love the cheese.
just do the
James,
cheese.
would you eat it like in one block, like just like you're holding a packet?
Nah, I don't
Like
do
Well,
that.
you
Ice
can.
cream.
Hold on, don't fucking join in, Matt. Because remember, you used to get a spoon and eat butter out of the fucking.
Yeah, but I didn't have
Oh.
to lock the butter away.
That's
You
a
probably
fair point,
probably
yeah,
should have
that's a
though.
fair
I just-
point.
Look at me now.
Yeah, the lock box has worked quite well. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's the only way I can do it.
Are you not worried about ODing on cheese? Like if you saw it open, it's like, oh my god, it's.
Yeah,
I mean that has happened because I mean I'll be no,
What,
listen.
into the cheese.
I'll be honest.
OD on
Most
cheese.
times when I open the cheese thing, I do like see if it's unlocked because sometimes Chen forgets to lock it, and then it's like and then you're just like okay, and then you open it and you're like, oh bonus, I'm
And
going
then
to
she
bit of
just
cheese.
comes home and finds you slumped on the floor.
A little bit of Wensleydale rolling down the chin.
Yeah, no, it's just great. It's great stuff. And
So it's a
just-
combination lock, is it? It's not a key lock.
No, it's a combination lock. Yeah.
Okay, so do you currently know that combination?
No, I've no idea what it is. But the thing is, I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably brute force it because it's only three digits,
Oh,
and
wow,
so
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
not going to
my
be possible.
god! So someone in the chat has asked: has James ever had to turn down invitations to a fondue party?
Well, you know about the
James.
fondue recently because I had
Yeah.
fondue the other day,
Fondue
and it
for the
was
first time.
amazing. It was absolutely
Really?
amazing. Yeah.
I look at that and it just looks like that cheese sauce you get in America.
No, it's not
I've had it
because
before,
it's
it's
like
nice.
it's really good quality cheese, and it's like
Really?
and we had that with like potatoes as well. So you just like dipping the potatoes in, and it's just
Potato
like
and cheese.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
thanks.
oh no, it's so good.
I want
it's
like
so good.
pita bread
Have you heard of
or
cheesy
like
chips, David?
warm. Yeah, no, good point. Good point. But it's not
James.
high on my agenda.
James, be honest, have you looked at the lock and Googled the manufacturer and seen if there's any kind
See
of
what the
like
reset code
how
is.
to open lock?
I mean, as I said, I could just break it open, but it just feels like it's against the spirit of the
Yeah,
thing,
I
and
mean,
I'd have to
'cause,
find
a
another
man
one.
like me could just smash through the fucking lock.
Hey,
I
it's
mean,
like,
I'll
what,
tweet
if,
out a link to it.
If we ever end
Well,
up doing an escape room, I know how to motivate James now. Be like, there's a bit of cheese in that cupboard, James.
There's
You can
cheese
just
behind
there's
there,
code
yeah.
somewhere here for it. If you want to just go and
Hammer.
find
Wow.
that.
Well, that's a revelation. Thank
It
you
is.
for sharing, James. That is going to come up a lot in the next few years, I'd have thought. Okay, what was that? The end of what was this? Where were we?
Limiting your
game
Oh,
time
limited
on
time.
games.
Fucking hell, we went
Just
off
out of
on one.
interest, because do you guys? I know,
What
like
did you say? Out of interest.
to have interest.
Oh,
Okay.
that's an interesting way of putting it. Sorry, an interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
Because obviously you shouldn't let them have too much screen time because it's just not particularly good for them. But do you guys notice their behaviour changing if they have too much? Because we
No.
do with Isaac, you see.
Really?
Yeah,
Nah.
like if he's if he is on something for too long, he just starts being an absolute fucknut, basically. He
Yeah,
just
well,
starts,
Elodie did that when she was younger, for sure, to the
Yeah.
point where, like, we said the tablet broke and she didn't use it for a long time, and then things were a lot better because, we
Yeah.
noticed the more she was using it, she's, talking less and she just wasn't good. But so definitely.
Yeah, no, we've not noticed a behaviour change when they use it. Like Charlie uses a fucking tablet way more than Harry did in that age, and I mean Charlie was a nut beforehand anyway, so it's not really changed anything. But yeah, I don't. We've started. Well, I play. A lot of the times when we're playing video games, we play together. You know, me and Harry are like bang into our FIFA career at the moment that we're working on, and it's funny. It's funny actually this, right? Because FIFA's got so many difficulty settings, and I put it on professional. But when it's the two of us playing, we were getting our arse kicked, and I'm going to Harry. Yeah, but we tried semi-pro and we were winning every game. And he was like, "Well, I want to go back to that then." And then I had to remind myself, oh yeah, when I was his age, I never wanted to lose a game of a football game. Why would I ever want to spend my time doing that? I wasn't sitting there going, I'm really challenging myself here.
Yeah.
So I had to stop myself and go, oh, actually, no, I'm going to knock it down to semi-pro, and then we're going to finish top of the championship for no reason. You know, we just beat Everton 6-1 in the fucking Carabao Cup as Millwall. I mean, it's ridiculous. But if I knock it up anymore, then we're getting beaten. And Harry's like, I don't want to play this no more then. So, yeah. And, you know, tomorrow we're looking forward to just playing video games a lot with the two boys. So a lot of that screen time is done sort of sociably within the family, you know. Yeah, they very rarely go off and play a game on their own.
See, like my kids are playing with their friends all the time now. Like they're mostly playing Minecraft online,
Yeah.
and they've usually they're usually playing Minecraft on Switch, but then they're, you know, doing like using their tablet to like have a video call at the same time while they're playing it.
Wow.
So it's kind of like, you know, there's a social thing going on, and for them it's because, you know, we're not living in the UK anymore.
I was going to
so
say
it's
it's
like,
extenuating circumstances. Now, isn't it?
it's so they
Obviously,
can keep contact with their friends and stuff, and it's
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes, same here. I mean, like Elden and I play Roblox together on the weekend, and on Minecraft, we're currently building a massive mansion. It's taking like months, but we enjoyed it. I mean, she'll play Minecraft on her own, but not. I mean, not for too long in all honesty, and so we haven't set limits. But
see, Isaac's like obsessed with Minecraft, but he can't like play it yet. Still, like he can't really grasp it. But like like once he does. That I think that's going to be like the only game.
The only thing that kills you about Minecraft, right, is that you'll look at it and you'll go, "Oh my God, you're a genius, son! You've done this. This is incredible." And then you realise that he's just seen someone do it on YouTube.
It's like, oh, you've got a fully functioning Tesco's and McDonald's. How did you come up with that? It's like,
and then you look at your YouTube history and it's like, how to build a fully functioning Tesco and McDonald's in Minecraft.
Like I was like, if you want to build this Minecraft, you do this. Like minecart, whatever. Do this, add this mineral. Like, how do you know this? And yeah, it's exactly that. Like
to be fair, it's not too dissimilar to the amount of people that visited our Animal Crossing island and went, "Wow, where did you get this idea for all the waterfalls as you're walking through?" Sean Bell. I visited his island and stole that idea, so that's what I did. Yeah, so that's it, is it?
That is it.
That's it. A relatively short show this week. Matthew Murray, socials.
Yes, and no stream on Thursday, but on Friday, James, you are streaming. You're not quite sure what, but there will be a James Farley stream on Friday night.
is it like Halloween or something then?
Close enough. Halloween's technically Monday, isn't it?
Maybe I ought to do something.
How do you not know? What?
Like
Spooky.
Why are you asking that question?
No, just working out. I'm just trying to work out in my brain if it's the 31st, but it's not, is it?
No, Monday's the 31st.
Yeah. Whatever. You know,
James,
like
you should play a game called Madison, which apparently is the scariest horror game of all time.
Really?
Oh shit!
Is that a joke or is it really?
No. There was like, it's all obviously news come out recently because it's, you know, Halloween season. Yeah, but they did tests and I guess heart rate and stuff. Yeah, find a game called Madison and play that.
What's it on? Do you know?
I assume it's like, I don't know, I haven't checked. I assume it's like a modern consoles, but find it and play that.
But find it.
Oh yeah, first person psychological horror game.
Yeah, play that.
Yeah, maybe I will. If I can play it on something I've got.
I haven't googled it. But
It's on PlayStation and Xbox and.
So we're recording on Halloween.
I was gonna say, is that gonna be all right, or are we gonna get people knocking on the door?
Oh shit! Yeah, it's Saturday Halloween then.
We'll have a think. No, Monday's Halloween.
Monday's Halloween.
Oh bollocks! Yeah. Oh, not sure on bed. Yeah.
What?
We'll have a chat.
Yeah.
We'll have a
Who's
chat.
that knocking on the door? Who's that ringing the bell?
I'm not going to record the Halloween because Jill hates it, and then
okay, so just turn the lights off downstairs and don't put your decorations up.
We've been over this. We want to go trick or treating. Anyway, we'll come back to this.
We'll
Yeah,
figure
so
something out.
there'll be a James Farley stream on Friday. We're just not sure what, but
it's going to be this. I think it's going to be this.
Is it?
okay.
Yeah.
James was streaming.
Shy, don't put in the chat. Record on Sunday then. Let us decide that, mate. All right, let us decide that.
We do have lives, unfortunately.
It's all so simple to you, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Yeah, so Friday, maybe Madison, but that'll be 9 p.m. TCGS code. If you miss them live, search for TCGS. Sorry, James.
As long as it's not ridiculously expensive, because I don't know how much it is yet, so I need to find out.
Yeah,
hopefully it's on Game Pass.
Expensive. If you miss it live, search TCGS on YouTube and you'll find the VOD. But if you want to watch it live, go to Twitch. And also, why not connect your Amazon account with your Twitch account and you get one free sub they give you every single month. And you need to give it to a channel. Why not give it to us? We really appreciate it when you do. As mentioned before, we're on Patreon, patreon.com/TCGS. Bonus shows out for this month. We're going to do the heist, the GTA heist. Probably next weekend.
It'll probably just be prep for the first heist, right? Because there's like loads to them. So we're just going to do heist streams and see how it pans out. I think that's the.
But that would be Saturday at 9 p.m. So if you're a patron supporter at the relevant tier, there'll be a post out in a week to confirm all the links you need, and the website is tcgs.co for everything else, including links to our Discord. There's loads of great chat in the Discord, so please go over there and chat with everyone else in the community, and podcast links, Marvel calls, the rest of the stuff's on the website.
Thank you so much for living it. We really appreciate your time, your honesty, your love, and your hate.
And your money. Don't forget that.
That's dirty.
Catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.